Hello, friends. How are you? Ah, Small Kai's favorite team is playing today. Guys, 2 days back to back? No way. Small Kai, it might be a birthday.
Right. Red, 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 red.
And today, mindset is a winning one. We are going all out.
Hello,
It's
Cyro.
all or nothing.
Fabi.
Ooh,
I like it.
I like that, Toby.
Yeah.
All or nothing. I mean, look, here's the
It
deal,
is
guys. We
true.
talked about them when we pulled up the overall leaderboard. They're situated in the bottom two. They know it is all or nothing at this point in the series. End of week 3 is here today. So to be poised and ready for Team Nadeshot and Team Liquid here in admin. We were curious.
Small
Would they
Kai, your
actually
favorite
take a fight
team.
early on, or
Back
would
to
we see something
back.
a bit more conservative like we witnessed in yesterday's Zero Dam?
Yeah, I mean, just off of the pace alone right from the start. Because I feel like usually when you do see big fights
Okay,
in
today
admin,
we are
it's
cheering
almost as if
for
it comes
Mendo's
instant. These two
team.
teams that land on each
Yes.
their side of the
Team
building itself, one of them
Liquid.
goes, you know what? Screw loot. We want to go straight to the fight. We'll catch them while they're in the middle of trying to open some of those big safes, and then we'll go back to looting afterwards before all these other teams start roaming this direction. And because they haven't already started that fight, because they're sat on each their side of that cross bridge, I'm not expecting to see any big fighting coming out from either of the two admin teams for the remainder of this one. Also, we're getting a little bit of a different airdrop location than what we're used to seeing. It's going down towards the mini substation down on the
I just started.
side, where
What do you
base is
mean?
currently set. And
They're not at the
BTH, well,
bottom yet.
they're on visitor center looking this direction. So while admin is oftentimes the hotspot for early game fights, this could actually be where we get to see our first proper engagement.
That would be really interesting. When you think back to BTH's showing on Friday for the first day of week 3, BTH did grab the second airdrop on Zero Dam. So with the first airdrop coming their way, there's a good chance that they're going to want to fight for it. You look at their operator selection, they have movement, they have recon, they will be able to get some of that information. So I think they're going to be poised. However, FaZe with your Luru, we could see a bit more action coming out
True.
of them paired to the D-Wolf.
Even if they're just using it for info gathering, I mean, get that rocket up
Right.
in the air, flying forward, and they should be able to get all the info they want. And they're all exclusively looking towards Visitor Center right now, so it tells me that they're expecting the push to come from this direction. In the meantime, now Liquid, they've opted to go downstairs, make their way on the underpass, see if they can go over towards the other side and catch them off guard. In the meantime, Team Nadeshot, they're still set upstairs, but they have taken over the position that Liquid were in before, so it's a bit of a ring around the rosy here between the admin teams.
Yeah, quite interesting, right? You have Team Nadeshot bringing in a Vlinder, and I also see Team Liquid doing that as well. So knowing that you want to have that support operator.
Now,
here's the
Vlinder
airdrop.
makes a
So
lot of
speaking
sense on
it,
this
because
map.
Mr. Dio got immediately
Because,
smoked down, hopped
yeah,
on it. Let's see
because
what we're getting,
this
and
is the
that
map,
is
you
going
know?
to be, oh baby,
Oh, yeah.
not enough.
The 50.
Our Barrett.
The 50 cal coming in for the M82, I believe. Yes, it is the big sniper. Not the arm, sure, but this one packs a big punch as well.
Still
Semi-auto
hits.
as well. Really, really good to work with.
Immediately starts looking at BTH.
Where are
Bro,
you?
my BTH, I'm popping off my peak for this, and I'm just like, we know. Because if you're like, I'm not getting that airdrop, and they immediately take it, you disengage.
Oh, yeah.
You back away. For WK Forever and Evil Geniuses, they're kind of out on this left side here. And I like the play that they can make over by cement plant when you kind of wrap around construction site here for WK Forever. The issue, we split. We scoping out. I see you, Crab. Get back up to your duo.
Yeah, I mean, he was just, I think, flexing down, trying to see if we can get some intel on what's happening on the south side of this. Maybe another team is coming over.
Running
the
hack
border,
claws.
towards that
Yeah.
west side, but no, not quite to be. But now, the fight that we've been waiting for, admin brawl in the basement, about to pop off. Mendo and Team Liquid looks like they're wanting to take this fight straight to the opposition, but Smile is there. Good for the first one. Hot sick flush as well, goes around the corner. He goes down.
Oh, he ran out of ammo.
Just one, and they get it completely.
Oh, he ran out of ammo. That's so unlucky. We're rooting for Team Liquid. The bitch is
I
lost.
do respect Team Liquid's aggression here because they want the kills.
If he
I will
had
have to
two
say,
more bullets,
as
Mendo would have
swings
lived.
that, we are
And then it would have been a
immediately
2v2.
shooting. We're not connecting off the beginning. We run out of bullets, and there's 2 shooting at him. and from there it just kind of starts to go the way of Team Nate Shot. You know, Team
Yeah.
Liquid's going to be breaking down what happened there with that engagement, and they're going to correct it moving into Brackish.
And I'm not sure whether it was errors made on the side of Liquid or if it was just flawlessly executed on the defensive position by Nature, but they barely took any damage. I mean, they were hitting
That's true.
everything, and usually, I mean, Liquid is good for at least a knock or two in any 2v2 that they set up. I've never seen an engagement where they just don't get anything on. So really, really well done by Nature there to not only win the fight, but do so swiftly and literally without taking any damage. Really good job.
Yeah, the best part is cleaning it up. You're right, with a minimal of damage in case as we pull up the map, you have players that are nearby. You have BTH that is rotated out from the...
I don't know why it went wrong. I think it was just
They go kind of peruse around
whiff.
the outskirts of
like the positioning was fine. They had util to foil to separate the team. Yeah, everything looked good. The only thing I can think about is if he smoked, and then he can swing it, like if he did a deep smoke to isolate that one person, like before he swung. Maybe, I don't know. That was like very tough.
Nah, they're
And
just
like what
We're
Walder?
baiting a
activating
fight
it
here.
to deny.
We're baiting a fight.
Yeah. They're activating it to deny the runoff. I think for others, it's that would
Respectable.
be what makes sense in this position. They have the airdrop coming in real soon, and I love this position from FaZe. You know what? You just picked up the M82. Get up high, get some distance in between you and your opponents to see if you can get some early picks, and then send your team down, crashing into their position. I really like this positioning from FaZe. Look at this sneaky angles up high.
That's disgusting.
Also, they're back to exactly what you were saying when you called it early. They want to fight over that elevator.
Ah,
This
look,
time
your
around,
favorite
because
team.
they're playing the
Crab
way
walking
they
into the
are, they
basement.
approach it differently. I like the old
Small
guy.
guy, look.
Good call on it. Good job on that.
They're in their natural habitat.
Outside 100%.
You see that? They're in their natural habitat. Slowly walking in.
Totally fine. For WK Forever, you know
They're so smart.
Production site wrapped around, reunited in the north, and everyone finds themselves up top, aside from Evil
Hello,
Geniuses.
Corey. Hi, D-Dod.
Desk, anything else
hello.
exciting?
Hope you're getting lots of rest.
Yeah. I think they were hoping to get a little more value out of that one, but local.
We take it.
Yeah.
We go up $500,000. We go up $500,000. What can you do?
True. They will take what they can get. And, well,
I think they were hoping that was the arm one. That's how they played the Southern.
Sit outside, kind of in a guard position, overlooking the
Hello,
elevator
Ghost. Thank you for gifting us up. Thank you. Ah, the rats are attacking.
And now it's Smile, kind of caught here on his own, trying to make the run around.
That's okay. You got the utility coming out from Toxic. Immediately rotates upon it. Chris disengages, plays from the boxes, and Peaky on the knocks, trying to find Chris if he can. Hits and is good for the knockdown.
Able to get themselves the second. Team Nature, they made a swift deal of Team
They
Liquid. Well,
actually
this time
ratted
around,
what
they're the
the-
ones feeling the hurt. WK Forever, living up to the name right now. They've gotten 2 down already. They know they have a 3v1. They have to make
Living
the
up to
play
the
off
name.
Smile. Single-handedly
Living
around
up to
corner.
the name is crazy.
Team
Living
Nature
up to the
with
name.
VC down the basement. Well, WK Forever does exactly that down here by the wall breaker.
Gonna feel this crazy. Crazy comms.
They were hunting
Oh, yeah.
for a minute there, and that was really smooth. Now you do still have BTH FaZe and WK Forever up towards the north. Evil Geniuses down below. And now plenty of kills to be had. Evil Geniuses who went 30 plus kills in yesterday's group stage matchup would love to do more of the same.
Definitely.
Keep this.
Definitely.
Kill that guard.
Scouting forward to make sure they're safe in their transition. They just heard the fight up north, and of course they don't know exactly what transpired. So maybe thinking there could be people in the tunnels where they are, but do they know there really aren't anyone there? And honestly, I mean, looking at how BTH is moving forward, how FaZe, off of hearing that action, is now... Ooh, he sees him. He sees him. That's info fit across. If you stand still for a second, that's a helmet gone. That's another guy, 2
Don't
guys
do it.
spotted.
Collat? Would that be crazy? Wait.
Imagine, though. Imagine.
Don't line up. Ain't no way we're doing that here today.
She said
Everyone's
that. She said
Sunday.
collide. There's no collide in this
If
game.
we're knocking collats on Sunday, Let's go.
There's no collabs in this game.
That's gonna be the
You
case.
can't collab. This isn't Valorant.
Yuki forever will live with this scam.
What?
No, but we will.
What are these
What
comms?
could have happened, what wasn't to be. They're not going to wrap down on the south side. And again, a bit of a ring
I'm
around
like
here.
mulling.
They've made their way all the way through the tunnels up towards admin proper, where they will soon see the loot boxes of the fallen liquid players. And then they'll realize that, okay, there's more threats up here than what we thought there might be. Just 5 minutes or a little there over left in this one, as I think FaZe are going to do what they did yesterday, run down towards the substation and pull the extract.
They definitely will. That'll be really fun for them to make that happen. For BTH, maybe looking to do the same as well. Skeleton locked in here. Smokes just in case as we clear through the building.
This is...
Hit the lever.
Oh, this is a bummer. They ran down for it, another go. Wait, somebody else just activated it. God damn it! Now they have to go all the way back again, and now they probably also know that great, it's gonna be occupied by the time we get there.
And they will be late, for sure, considering
Yeah.
2 members of BTH are already up in the north working on clearing the guards out of this location. Third is going to be rotating in alongside them. Evil geniuses. who are
Because they're
still
your
up
favorite
in
team,
admin,
Small
looking for any
Kai.
kind of
Your
remnants,
favorite
leftover
team.
goodies they can pad their pockets with. WQ Forever, 2.5 mil, BTH 2.4. Not bad for what we kind of self-proclaimed like an eco type round here.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
it's kind of spread
quite
pretty
nice.
evenly out amongst all the teams alive here. I like that. Usually you see that one team get away with 4 mil and everyone getting nothing, but this time around it's very...
No,
it's
no,
very
you're their biggest
Yeah, and
fan.
for Team Nadeshot, even though they did kind of fall alongside
I
Team
need
Liquid, Team
Small
Nadeshot did
Kai
get
to get a
kills on
WK
Team
after
Liquid, so
the...
they're still getting the technical alloy for those kills as
For sure, for
well.
sure.
For Evil Geniuses, we're on the scout here, drawn up in the sky, and this is where you can really start seeing players that are set up, but it doesn't quite reach that far just yet.
I mean, sometimes not seeing anyone can be as informative as seeing a whole lot, because they know that the extract got pulled. So if they don't see anyone at all out in the containers, then there's a good chance they're already sat inside. Which, as we can see, they are. FaZe making their way up here now as well. WK Forever on that big wraparound through cement plane we saw just before. They too are coming
Thank
back
you,
towards
Afi.
admin
Rest
now. So this
well.
could be the final fight, or most definitely will be the final fight between all of them here. Trying to see
Hashtag
who is going
unmod
to get
Winnie.
out that
Of course,
elevator
always.
extract in those 2 minutes 15 seconds.
Winnie doesn't want to spend
So I
time
was
with
gonna
me
say, as of
anymore.
right now, if we only have 2 teams that have
She's
fell
always
here
leaving
thus
me.
far,
She like plays one
of
game
the
with me,
most
and then
conservative
she's
round
like, I don't want to
of
play
the
anymore.
Americas in general.
And
But
then
FaZe,
she says
Mr.
she
Dio
hurts
God
me.
himself,
Yeah.
with the M82 wanting to let it rip.
Oh, yeah.
And Articuno, look.
Especially now
I'm
that you have
saying,
everyone playing with worse armor and all. Like, once we get golds galore, it doesn't pack the same punch that it does here. So, want to make use of it now that you have it with an advantage gone your way. Oh, the timing is off by just a split of a second.
I do be like that sometimes.
I think you would have seen the
Oh,
barrel
damn.
off of Evil Genius's player there had he held it just for half second longer.
Oh, here we go. Articuno.
He hears a... Oh, you're...
Oh, I feel like
and he
you
sees him in
100%
return.
here.
That is
Oh
huge.
no, we're marked. The timing, the positioning. Who's gonna peek first? Checking the windows. That can cost you. Elsino's about to. And there it is. He absolutely runs. Articuno gives the call out to his teammates and immediately disengages as well. But it's Mr. Dio God that could be the biggest question maker for a fight with FaZe.
Definitely, definitely. We're down to just 1 minute. Oh,
Yeah.
what a tap. Crap goes down. Diogod finds it with the 50 cal. As he goes back into hiding again. Now the allure all over the top to try and see if he can get the flush with it. Not quite going to happen, as Els knows. Still in this off-angle position, try to defend their teammate. But again, just 45 seconds left. They can fight here all they want, but they have to make a run for the middle in the end.
Okay.
As well. So WK Forever down to just the 1.
Ah, WKF in trouble.
Come back.
C-Bot's here, holding the line. We just need Crab to get around the angle, keep the fire going down. If he can, 3 shots left on the M82 and 2 minutes on the clock.
I don't think...
Can we survive here? I don't know if we are going to be able to get that player up for WQ Forever.
None of these guys are going to be running for the extract here. I am a little afraid. I mean, because of there's so much fighting outside, I just don't think it's going to happen. BTH now actually sending Kaha further out just to double check and see if anything is going on. Will he make
Bro, his sensitivity is not high enough for that.
before the extract comes through. I think they're staying. Yeah, they're just sending Toot out there, giving him all the valuables, and they're going, everyone is here. There are kills to be found, and you know what? I mean, if you get 800k per each kill, whatever you fail to extract with, I mean, you need 1 or 2 kills, and all of a sudden that money is made back tenfold.
Exactly. 2 kills, you get
I love
1.6
small
mil.
purple.
I mean, we take that all day, especially for FaZe. And the jump comes in from Crab. He knocks down 1, and we are going.
He
massive
ratted
here for
another
WP
one.
Forever. He gets
He
the
ratted
res
2.
onto
He ratted 2.
So
He ratted
valuable for
3.
WP Forever.
3 kills in the blink of an eye. Just
Small Kai's
that
favorite
one
team.
absolutely
That's
insane
why
scout.
I
From being down 1 player, they go, oh, we don't need 3. We can make this happen. They instantly find a 3-piece.
Well, I think this is your favorite team. They're winning. Look. They're winning.
Get him up. Now they're up to 3 again. What an incredible salvage here from WK Forever.
Oh, BTH, the 2 players looking to get involved, and now it's just left with Mr. Diogod. Triple Blaster going out, and you've got the M82 in hand. Can we find some value with it? Because we're down to a solo, and WK Forever is still putting the hurt down. FaZe eliminated, and now Evil Genius is looking to get in the mix. It's just Articuno left, however.
Out they go, but no one will be able to get out of there with it. Down they go. The round over and done, but...
Daku, Agute. Who are we rooting for? Team Liquid.
Smart about this one. They sent 1 guy out with what valuables they were able to find, and then the last 2 players in there, I believe they got 2 limbs of their own. And Piggy, they're of course frustrated that he falls, but my oh my, did they do a lot of damage before they went down.
Hey, WK Forever turned that around exceptionally. You think about Peaky from that angle, right? He peeks a corner, legitimately decimated in a half a second.
Oh, yeah.
There's only so much he could have did right there, but at least you have C-Bots there who is able to get Crab back up on their feet, and as a duo go massive to find some valuable kill points. Not only that, but they're getting the Technic Alloy, 800k per kill. Pretty exceptional. I will say FaZe as well. They did find that M82 off the first airdrop. Got a couple of good shots with it, I was right, but it was kind of an interesting round for all of our teams as we look at our best team, Toby. WK Forever 7.
That went so quick at the end of it that I barely even called it. That is absolutely insane. Of course, they got the first fight gone their way as well first. Also, keep in mind, FaZe had a chance of taking shots at them early on down towards that wall breaker position, and they didn't. They allowed for them to wrap around. They allowed for them to get out safe. And then the first fight, I mean, Liquid got literally melted down the basement by Team Nadeshot. Nadeshot looked flawless, but then they get completely torn to shreds themselves by WK Forever just moments later.
That is actually so true. Out on towards the west side, outside, admin WK Forever with the 7 kills. C-Bots grabbing 4. Over to Team Nadeshot, Smile picks up 2. Evil Geniuses grab 2, and 1 kill for BTH Esport, and none for Team Liquid and FaZe Clan. I wasn't sure if FaZe was able to grab one. We did see Mr. Diogod get a knock with the Barrett, and unfortunately doesn't get an accredited kill with it because the res comes through. Our top killers of Zero Dam, though, on your screen.
Yeah, C-Bots out on top. Good start for him. Smiles will double down the basement against Liquid. That was so quick. So quick. Great done there. But 600 damage done from C-Bots. A good start here. I guess, I mean, Zero Dam, since no one got to extract and we don't get to get a lot of money out outside of the 1 player from BTH, this one effectively worked as more of a warm-up round for the brackish that we're seeing in just a moment. And if we know brackish rounds, they tend to go quite hard. They tend to go quite hard. A lot of teams fighting heavily for that first break.
Brackish is quickly turned into one of my favorite maps of our series here, but our top asset earners, of course, the member of BTH that does extract is going to be the most valuable asset earner right there, and a couple others. But our round 1 MVP, C-Bots from WK Forever, getting that 4 KP.
WK Forever, let's go.
We need to see that.
Small Kai's favorite team.
In their prior showing with groups A and B just yesterday, it was 5th place overall out of our lobby. And we're turning things around today.
Oh, definitely. It could very well end up being the case. But again, I mean, 3 days now of America's here for week 3, and 3 very different Zero Dams, I feel like, Tiff.
Yeah. We definitely were treated to something insanely different each and every day. Maybe it's the Sunday shenanigans, but it was a bit more conservative. We start to have that fight in the last minute, but it doesn't actually erupt as much as we thought it would.
Could very well be the case. Well, from what it was, that very active Zero Dam, we're now headed over to what we can only imagine is going to be an equally action-packed bracket. But before that, brief break, so stick around and we'll see you again in just a few.
Wait, is there like final semifinals? I think it's the same rotation. There's not like a specific map. Same format. Though, even though they are your favorite team. Alright, we're cheering for Team Liquid. They lock in and we win. Let's go.
Goes around, comes around. Oh, I'm not gonna do very much though. When you get barrel stuff, Skydie is getting aggressive.
See what I did there? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Let's knock them off their feet.
There we go. And there it is.
Great start to the day here as we go back and get ready for the first Mantle Brick round of the day. We heard from Lodraco in the beginning of the first match. They're going all in today. They know they're down the bottom of the leaderboard. They need to make big things happen. And what better place to start things off than here on Brackish?
Oh, get us into Brackish. I was telling you, this is one of my favorites that we've been having all week 3. But of course, before we do that, let's jump into the leaderboard from game number 1. WK Forever there with their 7 KP and their 4 supply points, walk away with 11 squad points, almost double of Team Nadeshot just below them. The cool part about Team Nadeshot walking away with 6 squad points is they did fall early. So being able to grab 6 points is exceptional. For Team Liquid, the first team out of game number 1 on Zero Dam, only 2 supply points, and FaZe Clan, despite grabbing that initial airdrop with that 50 caliber heavy hitter banger, grabbing a knock and all, no, only 1 supply point.
Didn't manage to get out with a whole lot with it, but you know what? I think they're going to be perfectly fine regardless. Everyone now setting their eyes up for Brackish, which, I mean, for those of you guys who've been watching for a long time, obviously it's changed a little bit in terms of that we now have it be the one and only combined map of both an airdrop and mantle break, meaning that sometimes we actually see certain teams, especially the ones that got off to kind of a tough start on Zero Dam, don't want to invest too much into that first mantle break round. They'll just go, you know what, we'll just play this as another airdrop round with less competition, especially if you don't get a tier 1 spawn anyway. We'll see that a lot of the time. So maybe FaZe Clan
Taking a 4-hour road trip. Drop safe.
a bit more
I hope it goes
focused.
well
Maybe
for
they won't be able to go full on
Juno.
after the break. We'll see what's gonna happen. But I like the fact that you can kind of play this early round multiple ways.
Rest well.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, as we look through our most popular operators, you can see Alluru, Gizmo, Raptor, very heavily centralized on Alluru for the defense of that Mandel brick. Now, of course, we did say Team Liquid and Team Nadeshot garnered themselves that T1 spawn. When you think about it, they're not going to be able to get a tier 1 spawn here, but the tier 3 spawns up on the north sides just as good in my opinion. You'll have quick rotates, maybe even privy to that airdrop. Yesterday we saw Nightmare grab the airdrop initially, dive down and fight for that Mandel brick and inevitably get it. But
exactly, a small enough map that you can easily get into a good position early on, regardless of your spawn tier. As we get ready for this one, of course, another giveaway coming up. So watch your screen. Here you have it, the SR3M Combat Ready skin. It is cool, and therefore, well, you got to be quick about it because there's only 25 redemptions on it. So get that code in as quick as you can. Net yourself a cool skin. Let us know in chat if you were indeed quick enough to obtain that skin for yourself, because if you were, kind of cool.
definitely get it. Who knows? Every time I see it, people are like, and it's gone. And I'm like, you know what? If you want something, you've got to be quick. And speaking of that, let's get into our first Mandel Brick round of the day. New Tower of Babel is going to be Evil Geniuses and Team Liquid. Teams that are not scared of fighting will be interesting. And for WK Forever and FaZe, both the coveted T1 spawns in Royal Museum. Question is, once that Mandel Brick spawns in 30 seconds, is there going to be two teams here ready to fight for it? Or are we going to see some early action?
Let's see what's going to be the case. Also, you know what? I kind of hope that we don't get the museum decode today. It's the easy one to go for, especially if you're very quick to obtain it. It's just, it's so hard to fight over. It gets so so clustered, which, I mean, most of the decoding stations will. But I like to think that for Brackish in particular, there are just some of the decoding stations, especially the one out west and the one up towards the Sour Camp. They're a little more open. They're a little, I don't know. I like them a little bit more, so we'll see. But given the fact that FaZe has full control over the position right now, I can only imagine, yeah, he's just going to run back in, isn't he? Yep, he is upstairs.
Truly, I do love the Ostra Camp decoding station, but because of its openness, I fear people do tend to lean anywhere else. But still, one of my favorite ones for FaZe. All right, I see you guys. Let's pick it up, and we go straight into the Royal Museum decoding. So a little bit of the same of what we've been witnessing here for week 3, and you look kind of at our operator compositions. You've got the Raptor, you have the Allura, you have Gizmo. You're feeling pretty confident, but the aggressive, when you've got a Tempest coming out early from Team Nadeshot, you know they are going to be like, hey, let's pop the ulti, let's push the fight, see what we can get. But we already have 3 teams on the horizon for Royal Museum, which means it's going to get real wild, real quick.
Definitely. Tempest is such a big impact operator on these on these rounds. But now we see a Team Nature. Well, they get active early, and I barely even get to finish a set.
Locking in.
Already full. If you're slept, you better get out of here right now. They invested so much into this round in bringing in a Tempest for reasons I'll be explaining whenever I get a chance to catch my breath. But for now, slept, you better get out of there. You better hide for a good while, because you will sit low. Hopefully get some space in and around your fallen teammates so they can get back on their feet. But right now, from a
I don't understand. Why should I not hold the bodies after they die? Right? Can I not just sit on the bodies?
Hear me out. And all the while this is happening, Mendo's picking up reds. So Team Liquid's profits, we're skyrocketing, right? They are just looting the new Tower of Babel and trusting the process that this decode is going to change hands multiple times.
Which we've seen, but we've also seen it not change hands at all. And then for all the teams that don't engage, you're to go like, guys, I thought you were going to give us time to get some looting done. But it does seem like right now a lot of teams have their eyes on this position. Let's see Butts with the bird in the air. looking for info early on, and will get a lot with it as well. They're looking towards phase position. They're opting to sit on the outside, holding in here, which is a very strong position indeed. But more often than not, we'll see the team that is actually set where W Key Forever is be the ones to come out victorious with it. So we'll see what's going to end up happening, as I'm sure fights will be erupting any moment now.
You did have Crab drop his crawler nest already, so not going to have that. Going to be on cooldown. Didn't really find too much value with it. Incendiary is going hard here, especially for him to go ahead and hit the mines down. FaZe, just under 2 minutes left on the decode. Who wants to be the player to jump for the steal? We talk about that 2.5 seconds to be able to interact and get it. I see Articuno out on the horizon from Evil Geniuses. Are they going to be the team that decides to chow?
Ult's activated. They're making the run on up. Crab's going to go for it at the same time as Evil Geniuses is just on the other side. They are going to be the ones to reset the local prone up there on the railing. We'll be able to take it away. So we're resetting the timer, of course, minus 30 seconds. So starting things at 3:30. So on and so forth down the line. But FaZe now still outside, allowing this one to play through. But helped a bit in the fact that one was taken out on the side of W Key Forever. Multiple now fall in as Articuno finds yet another one.
All right, Evil Geniuses banking off the fact that they were exceptional in their fighting yesterday, looking a bit the same here in Royal Museum. Really confident. 2 down on W Key Forever, and your Raptors just found himself in a precarious situation, and all the chaos going on allows Elsnose to re-hop the decode, bring it back for FaZe. And with 13 minutes left on the match, we have so much time to let this keep changing hands.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Enough time for Liquid now to have finished looting the Tower of Babel. They're going to make their way up in this direction. BTH is set up here. They're waiting for the airdrop out on the right-hand side of the map to land in just over 30 seconds time. In the meantime, the rest of the server, they're in here. They're fighting over this first brick, which looks like Evil Genius is going to make a run for here yet again. Smoke's deployed. Going to make the run on up. There is an ult from them available, which they do pop. Yep, there you got it. The Sonic Blast going to be coming on through, forcing them to play it slow, but they're not going to make a run off it.
Ooh, okay. Back to around that 2 minute mark. The airdrop is going to be incoming. Not sure if anyone's going to look to grab it. BTH over by Ostra Camp, where it is dropping, will probably be the ones to siege it. They're going to grab themselves a nice weapon and likely look for some angles. For now, FaZe still trying to hold on to the decode, who got their first Mandel bricks in the A and B group stage match yesterday. Really solid move for them. They got it in match 4 yesterday, so their initial Mandel brick was on Space City, but a brackish could be nice.
Definitely another M82 picked up, it seems like, for BTH. So a lot of weaponry to bring, and of course, not the most useful gun in these close quarter fights should they bring it into the museum proper. But who knows? Flick shots with snipers in close range. We've seen it time and time again.
Okay. Z-Bots with the angles here. Wasn't able to retrieve Crab or Peaky. Still relegated down to a solo. For Evil Geniuses, we saw Loco hop the decode for the steal, and the crossfire immediately there. Mew Mew here trying to see if he could find an angle onto Elsnose. Lots of damage has gone the way to FaZe, and they have to focus on healing. You can see that Mr. Diogot has done just that.
That's one more gone down. Articuno now falls as well. A lot of these teams starting to take casualties, and they're falling in positions that are so incredibly difficult to try and rest. Ooh, there's the disarm, forcing him off it for a second, but they will be able to steal it regardless. So we start now at 2 minutes 30. Evil Geniuses on the decode for the time being. And
crazy
as I say
that he got disoriented there. Yeah, I mean, it really do be like they did seize it, right? You already had Articuno down, so you have Evil Geniuses down to a duo. So the moment he's disoriented, he backs away post steal. We're on 2 minutes on the clock. But of course, we do still have BTH and Team Liquid as a full team of 3 alongside FaZe.
FaZe, they've been patient in their positioning here. They were the ones to come and claim it early on, and they've been allowing other teams to kind of scramble over the position here, and a lot of them taking casualties in doing so. But look at this, a lot of them able to get back on their feet as well. Same thing for Team Nature. We saw them lose 2 early on. Oh my lord, that is a nice pick up there. 2 mil for BTH.
Oh my gosh, Articuno back up on his feet. Loco here getting a cheeky shot onto Slept. FaZe having casualties go their way. Aluru ult, and we find just shy of 2 mil red. I saw that shoot straight up. Brilliance coming out. I believe that was to BTH. Looks like the res coming through as well for Slep. Team Nade Shot still try to stay in it as a duo.
Yeah, tricky positioning here. A lot of teams with players knocked at this point. A lot of damage being done as we go down to 50 seconds. Loco gonna try and make the run up the railing once again and will be successful in stealing it. So now we're at the lowest possible start time as the run through comes on. Neogod goes down, Sidaka goes down to another team as well. That's Evil Genius is finding him. So FaZe taking casualties on multiple fronts as Evil Genius claims the position outside. But here comes the fully looted BTH. They're forced to jump off the lift at least for a second as only one makes its way across, but Mumo will go down.
That's gonna be tough. Now you have the duo, and you see Loco last standing as Ka is on a 3-kill streak. That's what happens when you absolutely loot up and coming in like an S tier demon boss. But Loco holds on. They're filtering through the windows.
Okay, insane hold.
The knock, the craziness, but it's
He took them down and fell himself.
Team Liquid in
He took them all
position.
down and fell himself. He mollied the ground, killed all of them, and then
Hello,
fell
my
with
God.
them.
How are you?
An effort to take out the entirety of BTH on his own.
if I'm going down, you're coming with me. The Mandel brick paused. It is decoding no longer.
What is the code? That code is already fully claimed. Right, fully claims like instantly.
Time left on the map for Brockish.
You'll have to wait until next week. It's like the first 20 people or something they redeem the code.
The break is now in a 3v1v1. They're coming in, the highest earners. They're going to be coming in, find 6 loot boxes from where Evil Geniuses and BTH just fell, and now they get to sweep the break as well. What a steal. And look at this Loco. You can see that he has the incendiary in hand. He goes for the spray, gets one down, swaps on over. A lot of damage done to the second, and there he comes. He puts it right on the ground exactly as he falls, takes out the entire T of BTH with him. You can see his reaction as well. Wow.
Oh, that's so brutal.
Wow.
I love it. It's just like you are activating my trap card. I'm dragging you down. Oh, Lord. For Team Liquid, the decode is here. 1 minute 20. Any challengers?
I need to know the voice comms of Boy when he jumped in to that corner room. Go, guys, there's 5 boxes in here that haven't been looted. What? And are we getting a free mantle brick as well? Like, is this just I don't know, an open buffet? Because for Liquid, it's gotta feel that way.
For Team Nade Shot, you do still have a Tempest player.
Wow.
W Key Forever has C-bots. Do we try to get in on this?
And neither person is moving.
I mean, this is
We don't have a lot of profits. Team Nade Shot has a 0 for the map.
They're like
so
on
it's
like they're
fine.
like
You
right
might as
next to
well
each other.
grab a kill.
I sincerely hope that Liquid are as perplexed as I am. Because I'm still at a loss for what just happened here.
I found someone.
Solos fighting one another, slept.
Okay, let's go.
More he can do. They were the ones fighting forward early, slept to casualties. Smiles tried to keep it in.
They were like ASK next to each other.
With the brick and all the loot, they're at 4.6 mil in this round tip already. And they're gonna have another 6 minutes to loot.
They actually just got a free break.
Good job, guys. Really fought hard for the sprint. Yeah, good shit. Good shit. Holy fuck.
Extracting would be really good for us, though. We need to try to extract.
Let's just go for switch. Look for. Let's just hunt this guy, bro. Let's.
Yeah, it's a Tempest. It's Tempest. Yeah.
Let's just
I'm
group
gonna,
up.
I'm gonna
and
EP the
fucking
corner.
hunt
Let me
this
get
guy.
his footsteps. Actually, I can't ult him, actually. I got joined at 5. Let me clear the second floor first, and then we can hunt after, okay? I'm gonna...
Yeah. You wanted those comms, you get those comms. Great job, boys. We fought really hard for this brick.
You can hear the sarcasm in Hot 6 voice, like, oh yeah, we definitely earned this one, huh? They spend so much time looting Babel. Then they go up. They don't even engage BTH on the airdrop. They just go, you know what? Nah, we'll let them have it. We'll just backfill and see what happens. And now they just get to stroll in. It's as if like they got the VIP treatment at the theme park. They got the pass for all the rides, but also they closed the entire theme park just for them to go out and do whatever they wanted. My oh my,
That's-
Liquid. They've
I
been
mean, that's
gifted
like
a good
what
one
Mr.
here.
Beast does.
Yeah,
He's
well,
just like, I'm gonna
this-
buy out the whole theme park,
This
sure.
was the Mr. Beast round of Delta Force. Yep, that's what they were given. They got everything.
Lord, what a day. There you go. Extraction pulled. And Team Liquid, they wanted to hunt the
They
last
actually just
players left
randomly
on
got a free
Tempest.
break.
Heard Boy talking about it. Doesn't gonna have old. Had drone in 5. Was gonna look for him, but Slept is like, I want none of that.
Ah, this is hilarious. They're going to be coming in to the. I mean, obviously, Tide Prison is going to play as Tide Prison plays. Don't think it's going to have too much impact on the overall scheme of things. But for Team Liquid,
I'm
they're
not
gonna be
sure
coming into
Brenda
that first
Tempest,
space
they're
city
so cooked.
so far
And they didn't
ahead,
get the brick.
economically speaking, of unless if we see some crazy pulls on Tide Prison, which we haven't really seen a whole lot of so far. Also, we don't tend to see a lot of fighting going on there. So my guess is that Liquid is going to be coming in full gold, expecting the round 4 win here on Brackish. Oh, sorry, on Space City.
Well, for Slept,
They're hunting.
they are running, but Team Liquid on the move. The Predators of
they see
our
him.
lobby. Boy said he wanted to get the drone up, and he is full on chasing. And Slept's just gonna get the notice of being spotted. Just like,
Yeah.
why? Why is this my life?
Yeah, this ain't easy. I mean, maybe he's gonna make it to the backpackless extract, and I think that's what Liquid is calling now as well. Going, yeah, it's a solo. He's probably just gonna run for the extract and try and get out of here. And you know what? Good on you, Liquid, for letting him have that. At least he has that. He's alone. Can't find his friends, but at least he can drop a backpack.
He didn't even make any money
Yeah,
yet. He's
that's
zero
why I
profit.
100% do think
What is he
Slept's
resetting
up
with?
north just ahead of the extract, making sure, checking all the angles.
It's
because you never know Team
$0.
Liquid's lurking
Yeah.
amidst
Bill, he can
any of
open a
these
funny item
Team
and get
Liquid's
more than
Battle
0.
Royal Museum. And honestly, their safe boxes are absolutely padded because
Yeah, but
we
you
saw
have,
how
yeah,
much
they,
loot
yeah,
was coming out
space.
of the new
You have
tower.
pocket
Yeah.
slots.
There's another. airdrop
Anything
we
is
want
more
to
than 0.
Yeah,
if
that's
they
right. The
get
high
this
values.
as well,
It could. I mean, you see their
imagine.
profits are already 6.4 mil. I'm not sure what they have in their safe boxes. You can see on there.
They're still
A couple
looting.
reds, a gold pen. Yeah, you might as well maximize it.
I mean, if they go out, get the north drop as well, maybe get themselves a nifty arm with it, and then go south, that would be absolutely insane. Because he slept here. He's waiting to see if they're still looking for him. Keep that backpack on for a moment, but nah. I think he's going to go out here saying, you know what, I did what I could, boys. Ain't going to be a whole lot. All he's going to get is the ammo that he brought in and a little bit of loot to boot, but not a whole lot to write home about. As
Got
he gets
0.
himself
0
off
loot.
This server here, and then here we have it, the candy store for Liquid for another couple of minutes.
Changing hands, seeing what they can do here, maximizing it all, and a really great round for them.
They actually just did nothing. They like walked in and everyone was dead.
As soon as Loco drops the incendiary, it just opens the door for Team Liquid to walk in and just take it.
Yep. Yeah, they're going to be talking about that one for a while. What a great one, boy. Able to get a luggage charm there as well, as they will now get down and try to get themselves out of this one. Just 30 seconds to go until this one comes to an end. Does boy? Ah, no, he doesn't realize up there. Got to make a run for the extract. 8.5 mil and the break. Now that's a round.
Mm-hmm. I'd take that all day. That is from going from the first team out on 0 dam in game number 1 to this level of a bounce back.
Yep.
This is plot armor, to say the least, here for Team Liquid.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. 5 seconds to Spoil making in time. Oh, indeed he does. They will all get out. They will all call it as we leave the server with a minute left of playtime still, but all players gone off it. What a round for Team Liquid.
They were probably like, what the heck was that?
Yeah.
Hot Six, like, sip of water, sip, sip. We did that. We worked so hard. Mendo's like, yeah, cheesing.
That
Like,
is hilarious. That is content right there. And you know what? Doesn't matter how you get it, as long as you get it. And Liquid sure as hell did. They're going to be very poised for the rounds coming up.
If that was the files, I would have been so
Yeah,
upset.
they are. I mean, we kind of
It's just they imagine this was the last game. Like, imagine I was Matt Foy and this is the last one and they just get the brick for free.
I thought we would be, but our
Yeah,
best team
okay.
today, of course, Team Liquid. They are in game number 2 for Brackish. 8.5 million assets gained. 1 kill though.
Yeah, exactly.
1 singular kill and a Mano brick.
The amount of value and a brick and only had to take out one player.
They
that is
did
unheard of.
nothing.
That is absolutely filthy.
Sunday shenanigans
Oh,
at
yeah.
its finest
Oh,
for
yeah.
Mendo, Hodsick, and Boy. And now look at the scoreboard here. Evil Geniuses lighting the path of that win for Team Liquid with 8 kills.
Yeah.
8 kills.
Mad. That is absolutely mad. They do exactly what they did yesterday. They find all the kills, they do all the damage, but those bricks are their nemesis.
They literally eviscerate everyone inside of Royal Museum.
Yep. Including
And then
themselves.
go down with it. They're just dragging them down through the ground. You see top killers of the day. BTH is here in Brockish for 3 kills. Loco, Articuno tied alongside 3.
That's a crazy round. A lot of damage come through. Articuno 800 plus. Loco the same thing. Mumu. I mean, they're all sat there all alone on the top. Evil Geniuses. If just they found a way to get bricks on board with all the damage that they do, they would be in for an absolute treat.
Oh, all right. Even the assisters go the way of Evil Geniuses with BTH.
Don't worry,
there
next
as
is Space City.
well. Now,
They're gonna
of
go
course,
back to the
we
natural
did have
habitat.
one member of Team Nadeshot get
3
out
mil.
via that extract, but yeah, this is what the new Tower of Babel brings, right? And especially when you walk up to Royal Museum and you just have casualties everywhere, you're just like, all right, let's see what you had on you.
Yep.
Of course, you're gonna walk out with an absolute banger, but our round 2 MVP goes the way of Articuno in lieu of anyone from Team Liquid solely because of the kill points, okay? It's the damage, it's the kill points, it's finding your value with 800k per kill. So a nice 2.4 mil for Articuno.
Still trying to wrap my head
800K
around the end of this
per
now. I feel
kill?
like I've seen a
What does
lot
that
of different
mean now?
outcomes, because even though the
800K
purpose of
per
every
kill?
amongst rounds
You know how
will
crazy that
always
is?
be the same. The outcome and the way that
It's
they play out
800K
varies
total.
so incredibly, and this was not on my bingo card for how things were going to go down today. But you know what? I am all for it. Keep them coming,
800K
keep
per
giving us
kill.
crazy rounds like the one that we saw
800
here.
damage.
Maybe, I mean, you know what? I feel like, Tiff, I feel like it's Tide Prison's turn to give us something spicy. And you know what, Tiff? Maybe we're going to get that. But before that, we're going to go to a brick break. So stick around and we'll see you in just a few.
Yeah, but that's not what she's talking about. She's talking about, like, the extract, like, the damage. Yeah, no, 800k per kill and it scales up. The dog types scale up in value as the map goes on. I think on Space City, the dog types are like 150k. You put dog tag in safe box, you can. Cheapest keycard? Sublime.
The time to strike is now. Do not let me down, operator. Decoding has begun. Defend the area.
Is about to take the first brick of the tournament. They're going to do it.
What goes around comes around.
No, Joshua, how are you?
Get barrel stuff. Skitey is getting aggressive.
See what I did there? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Welcome back, everyone, from what was one of the most absurd brackish finishes we've had in a long time. I had to go onto Twitch there for a second and see the reactions from everyone, realizing, spotting, seeing what just happened, and they reacted the exact same way as we did. What in the world just happened? And here you have him, Loco, on screen. The absolute king throwing down that molly. And somebody was pointing out as well, Tiff, had he been able to get that molly just around the back corner, he might actually have survived that against all of them.
I wonder if that's what he was intending to do, but in that split second, it's just like, no, burn, baby, burn. But that's okay. Regardless, it was a good time as we pull up that leaderboard from round 2 on brackish. Of course, Team Liquid, the Vandal Brick, 1 KP, 7 supply points, walk with 8 squad points for Yuki forever. And Evil Geniuses find some good value in terms of the fragging potential. And especially with, I believe it was like Articuno and them grabbing a couple of players, had 3 kills each on EG, so 12 squad points for them. BTH, we saw some asset earners for them. They do grab a couple of those airdrops. They get the ammo.
Bro, that's kind of crazy that WKF is in the same position as Evil Geniuses.
We're kind of clearing the air, the calm before the Space City storm.
Definitely. Liquid off to a great start here. And yeah, man, as you're saying, the calm before the storm, I'm still waiting, hoping to see a tight prison where it just pops off anywhere near what we just saw here. I know that there isn't the same singular objective in the round, the way that we have it over on, well, on every single Mantle Brick round, but still, I'm hoping to see a little bit more action take place as we get ready for our prison round. Shepard, Nox, Morris, most used operators, and for good reason too. We're expecting to see a lot of Nox. A lot of teams feel double Noxes. As a matter of fact, I feel like the last 2 days we've seen more Noxes combined on Tide Prison than any other operator.
Yeah, I would say that it is going to stick to the method of what we've been witnessing for our tier 1 spawns. You had WK Forever and FaZe Clan grabbing that, so they will not be eligible here on Tide Prison, which is okay because once we move back into the Mantle Brick rounds, they will once again be eligible to make that happen. However, I'm more concerned with who's going to be fighting, who potentially is going to go for the boss, find even more assets, boost up their squad points as best as they can. Or maybe we just see some chaos.
Oh, there's a good chance that could be the case. Good thing is that where players might not always instigate the chaos on this map, well, we have Sharks, we have the Warden, we have Raptor, all AI there to do that for us. As we take a look at the players coming in, I'm seeing a lot of Nox already. A double Shepherd for Team Liquid, not something you see too often.
Let them cook.
Yeah.
Let them cook. They're on an interesting journey throughout our last day of week 3, and at this point, I'm putting it in their hands. All purples all around for our players. They are bringing in. No worries. You're right. 100%. I'm looking at FaZe. You've got the Nox. You do have a couple things on Nox on BTH. I was saying, do we see a double Nox? Evil Geniuses bringing in a double Nox as well as Team Nade Shot. So that's keeping that 38% pick rate for Nox operator up there.
Yeah, definitely. Here we get the start. BTH starting outside, down the southeast towards the watchtower, as everyone else on the inside making the run on forward, try to get to the looting early on here.
Well, let's get it for BTH just on the outskirts. They're filtering in through that opening just south of that area. For Evil Geniuses rotating throughout. FaZe up north, Team Nadeshot as well, and Team Liquid out towards the east. Dang, man, I really do want to see some
There's
really
EG
fights.
Evil Geniuses.
You know they're just
Wow.
going to exist
What do you
around
mean?
one another. Oh, wait, maybe. Maybe we fight? Okay, Evil Geniuses. Throw it down. You can see Articuno's already half health.
You know what? If there is one to try and take in the early game fight, this would be Evil Geniuses. They
If you
have
call
been
EG
so
rats, then legit every
I
other
don't even
team
know what
just
to
holds
call
a
it.
corner
Just
as well.
completely
Literally
uncontested.
no
I
one
mean,
called EG ratting.
their
We're
individual
talking about
mechanical skill,
WKF.
the amount of
And bro
kills
is
they've been
not
able to
locked
get over
in.
the last 2 days has just
Band-Aid
been completely
at 2 wins.
Their synergy, the way they work together and having each other's backs is just exactly where it
Bro has
needs
not
be.
been
So
here
pulling
enough
up
to
with the
be
Shepherd.
calming.
Honestly, some golds right there. Cool. Had that safe box a bit for now. Mew Mew there, picking up a nice little 200k disc. All right.
Yeah, not gonna complain. Few 100k in the back as Momo will continue. Hopefully get himself something better, but Not able to find, at least not the first time around, as Liquid get themselves out of the water. The seahorse is now a horse again. Still make their way further forward towards the unloading area where they, surprise, surprise, won't really see any competition. No one opting to play for the outside right now as Picky looking down the corridor, not eyeing anyone either. But I feel like we're already now seeing a lot more, like moving around, where the previous 2 days it's been a lot of sitting tight in position, just holding angles. Here we're seeing players actually maneuvering around, try to find one another.
All right. Give me some silent assaults and some sieges. That's what I want out of them. And so we are getting some openings of the safe. But all good. Add that down. BTH and Evil Geniuses no longer straight up contesting each other. Until then, FaZe picking up some nice goodies. Let's see if Team Nadeshot can do the same. 211K?
Yeah.
Okay.
Little extra money in the back. Not going to complain about that. Will make it easier to make the big investments and goals coming in to those must-win Space City rounds. And again, I mean, that's really what everyone is hoping for here. Get those safe boxes packed with reds and hopefully be able to get out without taking any casualties, so you can bring maximum value into the Space Cities. Because once those Space Cities hit and they go back to back to back to back, well, you better get some money in with the rounds coming up after.
Little sound detection, okay. Evil Geniuses knows like one thing and one thing only, and it is just absolute carnage and taking teams down.
Oh yeah.
For now, they're dealing with some of the map favorites here. BDH as well. Saw some Team Liquid, some more stats coming their way. BTH finding another. I think we just moved that. I believe that's the 211K from earlier.
Yeah.
Unless they found another.
Could be another pocket watch. Could be another pocket watch. Where well could be. Oh, I love this angle. Those small isolated angles there where you think, oh, well, he should sit behind the bulletproof glass. Well, nope. There's a little bit of gap on the left-hand side there. That's what makes the difference in these pro players compared to just the casuals, knowing each and every single advantageous position across all maps.
And there's the Warden on the horizon. Have no fear. We'll take him down. I love that you can see the shark from the reservoir, like on the maps here.
Yeah.
We're gonna name him. I'm gonna call him like Frank and Megalodon.
Frank
Don't ask me why
and
one gets
Megalodon, or just Frank the Megalodon?
Nope, Frank and Megalodon.
Okay.
Don't ask me why one is super basic and one's a little menacing.
Yeah, that's fair. What is more menacing, though? If you see a shark called a Megalodon, you're like, well, that's a Megalodon. But if you see a shark called Frank, you're like, bro, this guy's seen some stuff, you know? Like, if he's called Frank, that's a little terrifying.
You're probably right. But back to FaZe for a bit. Now, here's the deal. FaZe was working really hard for that Mandel brick in game number 2, and unfortunately could not get it done. Trades hands a few times. So FaZe, they're feeling some type of way. They want to answer back for that. But I love that they were able to grab potentially their second Mandel brick if they can grab one here in our series today. They got their first one just yesterday. But WK Forever find themselves in good fighting moments and then kind of slip away unexpectedly, right? We've seen Peaky kind of extend out, which he's looking for something here at this point in time, and gets caught out. We saw that happen on Zero Dam. But Seabots and Crab were working so hard together to kind of bring the three back together. And they can take some heavy hitters down like that.
They definitely can.
WKF.
Continue to move forward.
Much slow walking.
One of few teams as everyone else seemingly is kind of sat in position. Nadeshot's still very split.
Mike. I like how slow they're going. Maybe this bit is slow walking. This is T-Buddy. T-Buddy.
I think, one thing is look for opponents, but just hear for, listen for footsteps. Of course, this map functions as a big maze, a lot of layers where you can hear people moving around below you, above you, that you might not be able to directly engage with. But right now, BTH and Evil Geniuses close to one another, and WK Forever as well, getting ever so much closer to Team Liquid. Liquid might actually have to fight for some points here if they do end up fighting each other.
I like it, like they might have to fight. They might have to. because they were gifted an actual Manda brick.
We'll see. We'll see what ends up happening as the Warden now been
Let's
activated
smoke
by
at them.
Eugene. It's a smart play. It doesn't seem like much, but for the time being, these guys will not be fighting them.
No audio?
From
You know audio. I like to say my Pina audio.
Today, so I'm ready to show my rivals what we can do.
You know what? That's fair.
Bro looks so tired. Did you see that? I guess my model was covering it.
My mindset to be sharp today, but
That guy looks so tired.
It is Sunday. Well, for you at least, it's not 3 a.m. on a Sunday.
That is true.
Which is technically
It's
Monday.
true.
But yeah,
It's 9 p.m.
there you go.
Turn it up on a Sunday with some Delta Force esports, baby, and just seeing what we're lurking all around. Team Nade Shot complete the operation. Great for them because they're gonna find some nice loot
Oh, yeah.
and a potential one-shotty, which you've got in the hands.
Yep, got themselves the M82 for the third time today. The M82 is what drops. No bombs at all, as far as I know.
Ooh,
Um,
God forbid.
Exactly. Who do we want to give those to anyway? It's not like these guys don't have enough firepower already. It's Liquid still sat, waiting for something big to happen. Also curious, who's gonna win? Groth or Raven? How do things go down today? Let's see. That's our halftime show for Type Prison, by the way, guys. Chip in. Who do you think is gonna win the big brawl between the bots? If it even comes to that.
Actually curious. Okay. Well, this is playing out very substantially to what we've been witnessing for Type Prison. A lot
Yeah.
of movement throughout the map, some loot being had. You've got BTH and Team Nadeshot with 2.7, 2.4, 1.5 for Team Liquid. You'll see their scoreline at the top. They do have a Mandel brick, and that is totally chill because it was so well earned there on Brackish. But it seems to be the kind of flexing. We don't want to overextend for a fight, right? But if the fight is smart and we can stack it in our favor, you grab a pick and then you siege it in a 3v2, sure, then we usually see people take it. But most of this fighting isn't going to break out towards the end.
That is true. Once they realize, great, so we're not going to extract anyway. We might as well see if we can get some of those 800k limbs before we get eliminated due to the timer, which we only have 9 minutes left of half the round has gone by as a new airdrop lands on the outside. No one really in position. I mean, oftentimes when we get these airdrops landing, there will be a team or a player at least very close to quickly snatch it. But this time around, no one's there. BTH is kind of in the vicinity, but not really opting to go for it yet either.
Yeah. And it is just a moment of players kind of sticking together. And you kind of have to, right? It's really tough. The moment you hear something, you can kind of hit that calm as we work through the north. The W key forever.
Can't hear anything if WKF is slow walking everyway.
They're not
Old
lying.
armor on Peaky, though.
They're not lying. It's not like sprinting, you know, but they are technically W keying forever. It's just very slow W keying.
Very true. Very true.
That's
It doesn't
not
mean
what
it's not
W
easy.
keying
It's just
means.
as long as you move forward, it counts.
So true.
I don't know about that one. I kinda really don't, huh? Bro, they do it on every single map.
What kind of music do you think that FaZe would be like jamming to right now? I feel like they need some Silverstein as we go on this mission. Pick up
Yeah.
223k. Like, yeah.
That's not a bad call. That is not a bad call. Something.
Like, no one,
something
like,
to get the blood going, you know?
commentators don't even know what to
Something
say.
get rowdy. Yeah, exactly. If they are looking to take a fight, the thing is they're going for a big.
Everyone's just AFK. I think that's how you play this map. Everyone just AFKs.
It's quite the contrary, as they are on the big flank here out towards the Hardy side.
All good. We'll keep tabs on them. Update on the map. Team Liquid still out on the western side of things. BTH had moved into the admin area, medical lab central area,
Oh,
and had
Raven
been
down.
there since the dawn of time. And goodbye, Raven.
I think I called Raven Raptor earlier. I don't know why. Did I kind of wish that he was a raptor? You know what? That's the next AI we need. Dinosaurs. We have sharks. They're
That'd be
kind of
crazy.
dinosaurs.
You're speaking some stuff into existence here.
Just
This is
raptors running
crazy.
around in tight prison. Maybe that's gonna have the players move around a bit more if they're being chased by dinosaurs at the same time.
Sir, if you throw velociraptors on the map, yeah, I'm running. I don't even want to hear it.
Exactly.
I don't want to hear it.
Exactly. Well, it's quiet for
Good
the
check.
time being still as BTH. They're looking towards the drop, but this was the big face flank move. Maybe they were looking this direction too.
Yeah, here's the airdrop. BTH immediately jumps on it. Into the water we go. Now, here's the deal with FaZe on the flank. We saw what it did for Fluxo there on Friday.
Yeah.
They were able to wipe Leviathan from the high ground. But here we are. A couple of golds go the way. The red watch, red caviar. Okay.
Oh, some fighting taking
Articuno
place now as
down.
well. Finally, after a long while, they find one another, and Loco, of course, as he always is, good for one, finds a double as well. As two of them go down, and the last player outside going for the Reds. Hopefully, you were able to get them in your safe box as you were trying to run to safe. Now there's a shark coming as well. Imagine if PTH got eliminated by this shark. Well, seems like Draco is going to be able to... Oh, no, it's chasing him. Or is it?
See, and FaZe immediately sees that there's another team still on the inside. Evil Geniuses. Lord Yako is trying to swim away, find some semblance of safety, but Elsnow's looking for an angle if we can make it happen here.
The shark is on him. The shark is definitely
Stay
on him. Get
away,
out!
Frank!
And then it gets taken up by Prison God. No, not like this.
The reaction in the face cam is everything. You're like, what do you mean? Not only do I survive Evil Geniuses, I survive an onslaught of FaZe. But you know what? Team Nadeshot from across the way has sighted FaZe on the outskirts, looking for BTH. They've left themselves open, and Team Nadeshot jump on it. They hit the full onto two. It doesn't matter, though, with Elsnows on the Nox. How are we going to be able to cross back to our teammates, take the time, and grab a reset?
Yeah, we finally get some good fights going, and then it all gets overshadowed by the fact that we had a player taken out by the god after he got chased down by an angry shark. I'm sorry about that one. But yeah, finally a bit of vengeance for Team Nature, who's had a hard time. I mean, they've had all the right ideas, just been completely butchered afterwards for earlier in the day. But this time around, the M82 coming in handy and finding two of the FaZe players. Now it's just one left alive. What does FaZe do here?
Good comms. Elsnow is just going to chill for the time being. He's got his line of sight covered from the left. He knows Team Nadeshot is looking over the reservoir, could find something. Evil Genius is no longer in that opening just on the northern side of the reservoir and has descended upon further tunneling. Team Liquid and W Key Forever still teams of three on the map. And W Key still W Keying.
Definitely. Slow and steady. Slow and steady as the Warden does get taken out. Articuno finds him. And now, Liquid, so close to both Nature and W Key Forever. They're going to make the run on out. They'll try and see if they can get out of this one alive. Not often, not never, that we see teams actually up to try and go for the extract, but it has been pulled. 3 minutes left on the drainage. Extract up here is, oh, Mendo right across from the opposition. There goes the first one, Porygon down. Piggy jumps over the top, able to find one. Not quite able to take him down, though. They get the catch from one, set just over on the other side as they try to jump back to safety.
All right, we have the whirling disco down and now trading throughout the stairway. Here it goes. Mendo on the cusp, breaks the doorway, a little jump. Peaky does grab the headshot. Team Liquid Mendo's out of here, and Team Liquid has fallen.
You know what? I mean, W Key Forever, not only do they live up to their name, but oh my, we saw it with them against Team Nature on Zero Day, and now we see it here again. Once they get a fight in where they have good intel on what's happening around them, they are so good at peeking from one another, trading back and forth. Would love to hear their comments and what goes through the communication during those moments, because it looks like they just have everything under control throughout those engagements.
They definitely feel really comfortable on Tide Prison for this. For Evil Geniuses, they are going to be a little formidable up on the north. Team Nadeshot, probably feeling confident after their initial fight with FaZe. I do see that... Oh, interesting.
Tell me.
Curious to see if Elsnows is going to be able to recover. I do see a member of FaZe pop up. We are hitting a reset on the south side.
Also, they fell far east, so I don't think anyone actually went to loot them either. Should still be good with whatever they were able to garner early on. We'll see if the FaZe asset or like profits start coming up as more players get back on their feet. Well, that was 100,000 added by the last rest, so not a whole lot, but at least they get something. Crap will be found as well, though, and who better than EG? Who better than Loco to be doing all the damage here? A little bit of engines coming through as Evil Genius just finds Scrap.
Oh, we pop ult for Articuno. Silent Assault active, going for the ultimate flank. Seeing what we can do. C-Boss already low on health, and here it is. Articuno throws the Whirling Disc straight at Peaky and disengages for a different angle here from Mew Mew down below. C-Bots on the horizon.
And the Navy SEAL.
And they're like, we're out.
Exactly.
We are gone.
Try and get out of here as quickly as you possibly can. Still a minute left on the extract. We'll see who gets out with it.
Stop. They're chasing.
They are.
Okay, Articuno. They want some action to this. Gets the angle onto Peaky. Now they know, still not willing to give up on this.
Loco, good for 3 already. This man just continues. He's an absolute menace on this server as Peaky creeps on up, finds Momo so silent, so patient in his approach to this one. Found one, finds himself yet another one. Peaky good for 2 here as well, as he's now set on the extract, trying to get out of here alive.
Oh, Evil Genius is down to just Articuno the Nox. FaZe, on the other hand, back to a team of 3. Nice little reset for them.
Yep.
And they show up. They show out with a little third-party action. They said, you may have taken us down, you may have taken us out, but we are still here, and Evil Genius is gone.
Everyone left alive, taking the fight for this position as all of FaZe gets extracted. Last second, they come in, they clean up 3. They all get out alive. What a nice last-second victory there for FaZe Clan, who again, I mean, Tide Prison rarely gives you a whole lot of reward coming into the Space City rounds, but this time around, for FaZe, losing 2 to Natured early and then coming back and in 10 seconds getting 3 kills and a jump out, that is a huge finish to Tide Prison for them.
Yeah, but WK Forever also gets some KP in there as well, so 800k will be associated per one for them. Evil Genius is constantly finding themselves in these engagements, but I don't feel like they're walking away with anything other than the value of those kills.
Yeah.
I would love to see them kind of amp that up in Space City, net themselves a Mandel brick, and then bring us to the distance. Maybe we go to a game 6 here today.
Yeah, there's a good chance that we could. There's a good chance that we could. Evil Genius is out victorious here in the end of it. 5 kills, 3 of them, if not 4, from Loco this time around. Yesterday was all Mumu show, but today Loco is the one stealing all the highlight moments. This one, yet another game for him.
All right, love to see it. Nice movements there as we pull it on up. FaZe Clan and Evil Genius is both with 5 kills on the team. WK Forever grabbed 4. Team Nadeshot and BTH 2 and 1 respectively. Team Liquid, though, an early fall for them. A true roller coaster of a series. First team out in Zero Dam. The easiest Mandel brick of their life. Then we kind of have this interesting performance yet again on Tide Prison. Do they end it out in 4 games in our next match because we're just bouncing back and forth for them?
I mean, they very well could. They very well could. Also, considering that they didn't invest too heavily into this round, there's a good chance that even though they fell early, that they'll still have plenty from what they were able to get off of that brackish round coming into the first Space City.
Well, let's look at our round 3 top killers. Loco at the top and a top damage dealer as well. Throw Peaky in there, finding some good moves just towards that extract. El Snow's coming back on the regain there towards the end prior to the extract. Finds some damage, and you can see making his way there in the top assisters.
Definitely the one to get his players back on their feet in the end of it as well. Effectively, had he not been there, well, that would have been FaZe all and done. So good on him to be able to make that happen. Draco as well, despite falling, he was the one to get to the airdrop before being taken out by that guard after being chased by the shark called Frank. And he's able to get himself out of there with 2.2 mil.
And there's our round 3 MVP, El Snows, with 3 kills on the game. Showing what a Silent Assault can do there. But I mean, look, I'm ready. Tide Prison, I don't know what is in the air today for our final day of week 3 group stages in the Americas, but something is amok, dude. It is wild.
Definitely hoping for a good showing over in Space City, and I feel like the last couple of Space Cities have definitely given us exactly that. Will it be the fight for that same outdoor decoding station or in and around the ramp, or will we see something new? I like to think that we need a little bit more variety in what we're seeing with these decoding stations, Tiff.
Would love to see some variety, but honestly, we get the same old the majority of the time when it comes to Space City. So who knows, guys? We could see something.
We'll see. We'll see what's going to happen first, though. A quick break before we get into Space City, then some more Space City, and then we finish off with some more Space City.
Hey guys, I'm Articuno, otherwise known as Tony. I am the support / recon player for EG. How did I get into Delta Force? I was actually recommended by a friend to try this game out. I watched them for a few days just playing on Discord, and he told me to try it. I finally tried it in the first season. It was actually about a month after the game released, and I decided to give it a shot. So my first teammate, his name is Loco. He is our support and entry fragger as well. He's also an assault, so it's split roles. And then Mumu, my other teammate, is the strictly assault. He also plays support. It's kind of a mixture. So I was picked up by our team a while back after DFI, but me and Loco have been teaming for quite a while. That was when I was picked up. Me and him have been teaming since then. But Mumu was recently added after some circumstances happened with our team. So he was added because he was a highly respected player. We knew how good he was. So we figured that he would be a really good fit into our dynamic. Since the creation of our team, we had many different iterations of it, obviously, but this one specifically, the biggest change we made and evolved from was that I was actually on assault instead of Mumu. And then we recently just switched over to him being on assault and I'm back on recon. And ever since then, there's been no turning back. What sets us apart the most compared to the other teams is that I truly believe we are the most mechanically gifted team compared to everyone else. Our individual talent really allows us to create massive opportunities in fights and just kind of change the landscape of any situation. And on top of that, we have a lot of trust for one another. We truly believe in each other's capabilities. We understand that we're never out. Even with a man down, the other two are more than willing to step up and are capable of it as well. We truly believe we are the best team. So anything shy of first is a complete failure to us. We want to go to the very end. We want to show that we are competitors and we have the capability of winning. And anything short of that, like I said, it's not good enough for us.
Goes around, comes around. Oh, I'm not gonna do very much. Though. You get barrel stuff. Skitey is getting aggressive.
See what I did there? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Let's knock them off their feet.
There we go. Much different than there it is.
We asked for it. We said that Tide Prison would be the map where if players don't go out and make it fun, well, at least the Scavs can. And Scavs sure did. We saw BTH being taken down by the lone sniper up high, and all of chat going out saying, give the man his $50 because he earned it. And sure, he did. But another team who's earned a lot of those 50s are Evil Geniuses. They're popping off on the fragging board. Issue is they have not had success finding bricks. But maybe, just maybe that's all going to change now, Tiff, as we get over to Space City.
I hope so for FaZe, who's looking for the coveted second brick of their group series. Could go crazy when it comes to our Space City Marathon. For Team Liquid, who kind of fell into a brick on Brackish. They could end it here as they will be in win condition. Do they want us to go out in game 4? You know what? Let's do it. Why not, Team Liquid? It would be quite interesting as you look at the leaderboard from our Tide Prison.
They have a kill and 1 brick. Oh, sorry, they have a brick and 1 kill, I should say. That is just this stat, this leaderboard just looks wrong.
Yeah, right. They only got 1 kill
It's like, wait,
in
they forgot to add
Brackish
the
to
second
get themselves
number
a
in the
Manado
tens.
brick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, they just fell into it. It was quite interesting. For Evil Geniuses and WKey Forever, they've been fragging out all day. Evil Geniuses, to be fair, did the brunt work on Brackish, and then Team Liquid is just like, oh, well, we stumbled upon this. Very lovely for them. I will say Team Nadeshot and FaZe Clan, don't want to necessarily call it lackluster, but a slower start for them here on this series. And here we go with map rotation. We are moving into the first of 3 potential Space Cities. Should we go to round 7, our last place team will choose between Brackish or Space City. So that could be interesting. Haven't had that happen here yet in week 3 for us. We've ended in round 4 on Friday. Yesterday's group A and B match brought us to round 5. So I think one of our series from week 3 has to go to game 6, but our operator picks, Toby.
Yeah.
Not a lot of Shepherds, not a lot of Raptors. The Nox picks went on Tide Prison.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm looking right now at Nadeshot. They used one of their Tempests on that early Brackish round, which could come to cost. And we'll see if they end up, or if they opt to use one of, or their last one now. Because obviously, as we know, Tempest is arguably the most important operator for these Mandelbrick rounds. Do they go all in now, Nadeshot, saying we want one? And then we'll see what happens from there. Or do they try and save it for the rounds to come? 23% pick rate for Tempest, and for good reason.
Yeah, I mean, look, we were talking to Nightmares, Farmer Lucas, yesterday after their win, and they were talking about kind of not using their Tempest on rounds where they weren't guaranteed a tier 1 spawn. So with Team Liquid and BTH Esports getting tier 1 spawns on Tide Prison and not capable of getting them here today, I look at tier 3 spawns and I'm like, okay, dormitory, sure. You're a bit far away from that CEO office in which the Mandelbrick will spawn, but you have access to look straight at Westgate if you rotate correctly. And Space City had a lot of bows in the back for some of our players yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Definitely, but unfortunately Meg ain't here. We had Meg the Megalodon, well, called Frank, but the other Meg weren't here. Good thing is, though, while we might not have that, we do have a giveaway coming your way for 1,000 Delta tickets. Get that code in right here, right now, because there's only going to be 15 redemptions.
Go, get that code in.
See if you can get yourself some tickets to boot, get yourself some good gear in game for the games to come.
Get in there, guys, and they're probably gone already.
No.
Have no fear, though. The Mandelbrick will be underway in just a few moments as our players are getting locked in, getting ready. Do we end here, or do we get one more game? That answer can only be solved by Team Liquid.
Definitely. It looked like BTH alongside WKey Forever. It's going to be the 2 teams to invest fully in golds coming into this one. As we see, this one, oftentimes the first engagements are going to be down towards that Westgate where Liquid are sat right now. So they come into a match point game with a brick in hand already and a tier 1 spawn. We'll see what they can make of it as they have made the crossing possible. Boy, just waiting out the utility spam here. As he goes, okay, well, that's another one, and they should be all out now. Great, I can cross.
Exactly. I mean, if you're going to have Westgate, you know immediately that the dormitory building, people are going to run full at you. For FaZe, on the other hand, Evil Geniuses across the way. Poked Prada, we get Articuno down and out. It still can be reset, but look,
Okay,
Articuno
W
have
pick for
gone down with
Mendo.
so much damage, you have to hide and regain. We know what Loco can do in solo shenanigans moments, but you've got to keep tabs. For Team Liquid, we bring in the Tempest, a bit of gold across the way. They're investing heavy and closing us out in 4.
Yep. Team Liquid bringing the M82 into this round as well, probably hoping to win the whole thing here. We can't really see what they're wielding in terms of their Kevlar helmets, as I'm sure they've had that in their backpacks coming into the round, sharing it amongst them after spawning. But would you imagine that if they bring in the M82 and the Tempest, that maybe there's going to be some gold armor on there as well?
Well, battles on the horizon. Mendo, Hodsik, boy, the Luna Tempest Stinger combo to be expected here on Space City. For Evil Geniuses, our fighting squad that has looked so good. You heard from Articuno just ahead of this map talking about how they believe they're the most mechanically gifted squad out there, and their fighting has definitely shown it, but not the best start for them here on our first Space City. As you can see now, with that map, you got
The moment Mendo gets off, this Evil Geniuses gets picked, as long as he holds the angle.
Team Liquid and FaZe kind of surrounding the area in which Mandelbricks will be.
Exactly, and look at this tip. We got ourselves a new brick station down on the south side towards the horizontal Tesseract shop. So a little bit of variety is coming out.
Hey, good pick.
As Evil Geniuses are found. Boy did what he could. Logo swings the corner, gets one in return, but then he is good for another. Boy with a double takes out EG early on here. So
W Aaron, good
watch the rest
picks.
of this one and hope that Liquid doesn't hit the day here and there.
Not what Evil Geniuses wants.
Oh, no.
Evil Geniuses wants to get involved on the swapping of the decode, right? W key forever, just around that 3-minute margin. We saw FaZe break out the Tempest pullback. Likely gonna see what they can pull alongside that smile here. And tabs on W key forever. We were looking at their rotation down to potentially steal it away, but breaching this. Thank God you've got the Luna.
Liquid is
Anish.
fighting literally everyone right now, and they're not taking casualties. This is terrifying. If you're anyone on the server going, guys, we got to stop them. We kind of want to keep playing this one. Imagine if this becomes a weekend of a 4-mapper, a 5er, and then a 4 again. That's a swift weekend if I've seen one.
Kind of a wild weekend for the Americas,
For sure.
We've been talking to a lot of our players at the end of our broadcast, and we're like, things are shifting throughout our weeks in the group stages, and they're like, nah, we just finally understand what the objective is, our strat that's needed to make this occur, and don't expose yourself like that. Brief moments there. You're gonna lose the hairline here in a hot second from Smile.
Yep.
Oh,
Definitely knows he's right over there too. So waiting this one out. Has the ult available too for extra info gathering as Team Nature. They're all sat down here on the.
Only 2 minutes
I guess not
left.
really new anymore, but
WKF can get out. Like, we need a team to push in. No team is in position right now.
Waiting for a chance to make the run on over. The issue is, and I think that's part of the reason why so many opt to go for the central position as well. The south side one here is harder to run towards, the decoding station that is. But once you have it, they have so much space between them and their opponents on the side of W Key Forever that it makes it very hard for teams to try and make a push towards it. So we're down to 130 already. There is a world where W Key Forever just sits on this one and wins the whole thing now. Or not the whole thing, but wins this round anyway.
I mean, just over a minute left.
Yeah.
Will someone be able to swipe it from W Key Forever? FaZe now rotating down. Same with Team Liquid, but here's the deal. If we have these fights as we like kind of collapse on another before we get over to the horizontal test workshop itself, then, you know, time just runs out and W Key Forever is gifted one, but Team Liquid slept down, slept out. Team Nade Shot, what are we gonna do about this?
Single fire from Hotsig, finds Slept. Missed the flush on him as well. Awkward position now to be stuck in here for Team Nature up on the plateau. They forced it back on off of it, but off that happening, I mean, the only ones really reaping the rewards off of it is W Key Forever sat on the break. Still faces in a position where they could potentially engage further down towards it. We're down to 30 seconds. They're only going to have one chance at making the run on forward. Here comes the defensive position of Peaky. They know they got to get on the break, got to defend it proper. As Diogo jumps on off, gets taken down in transition, down to 20 seconds now.
And that's where I thought it was the Tempest from FaZe that was going to have to make the move and immediately gets cut off by WK Forever. Peeking down, though, Crab and Seabots. You see the triple blaster going straight towards the decoding station. Final 10 seconds incoming. 2.5 needed, and Mendo, Team Liquid's Tempest, goes for the C's and gets this. Team Liquid going aggro, and immediately Crab, like 5 HP,
Yep.
survives.
Able to get out of there alive. Mendo able to stay alive in all of this as well. Evil Genius, of course, eliminated earlier on. And off of this, WK Forever had to just back off. Liquid able to reset it now. Many more teams in the nearby vicinity. Seems like Team Nature have been able to pick up their fallen teammate and bring him along the side as well. So they should be able to get back up to 3 alive as well.
All right, Boy and Hod6 sticking together. You can see Mendo does get caught out by El Snow's FaZe there. That is why Team Liquid is hopping straight into the fire. But we have to keep our tabs on where El Snows has been. You can see the position is exposed and back alongside Hod6. The recovery here is needed if they want to go ahead and hit the double brick and take the win in 4.
Yeah, this is an awkward position for Liquid to be in. Look at this, they're being exposed, like literally exposed on all fronts here. Crab finds one, gets the flush onto Hudsig as well. Mendo is still down 2. You'd really want to be in either FaZe's or WK Forever's position to try and defend this, but right now they're kind of stuck on the brick itself, which just does not make things any easier. As we can see, Team Nature able to get back up to 3 alive, and they too will be making a play for the brick, you'd have to imagine.
Well, okay, regardless, Hod6 does get fooled there, can still be recovered if so, but Mendo is able to crawl to Boy. Boy picks him up, so back to a duo for now for Team Liquid. Team Nadeshot, like you said, back up to a 3, sight some of WK Forever, who is still a team of 3 as well. Regardless, the Mandel Brick, still for Team Liquid.
Well, this is another one. Team Nadeshot losing one, but great trades in return. It's BGH from around the side, finding the double deal. And Elsnose goes down from a distance. They were looking the other way, but here they come, swinging around the backside, able to get one. Now the decoding has been stolen over once again by WK Forever. Able to reset this time around. Will Net be able to pull themselves back to safety with that Tempest ult as FaZe, last player left alive, tries to make it happen. Able to get Mendo around the corner as well.
And you immediately throw the arrow to try and stifle this. Boy, you've got to take this engagement. And FaZe is out. Pull Mendo back up off the ground and have a reset. Still 2.5 minutes left for WK Forever, and they have set up. You look around in terms of their resources. BTH now.
Yep.
Down below, there are smokes. They heard the fighting, and Lord Jocko is going to pull it. Here's the reset. Now Boy has to hold on, gets the immediate knock onto it, but regardless, Team Liquid is out. BTH's push was exceptional. They're going to get Lord Jocko back up on their feet, and that's the power of having your teammates back.
Definitely 5 maps guaranteed as the match point holders of Team Liquid will be taken out, but 2 teams still with 3 left alive. BTH again, I mean, setting down the bottom of the leaderboard in the overall standings, talking about them needing something big happening. And you know what? If they can get themselves a brick here, well, the world's their oyster. Maybe there's a world where they get themselves one more, a 10-point day for them down the bottom of the leaderboard. That would be huge.
That's true. Team Nadeshot, BTH, and WK Forever could be the ones, and so far it's WK Forever with the best chance of getting that Mandel brick, as they are just 1 minute and 20 seconds away. Good overlook here for Seabots. I mean, they've got the gold armor, purple ammo though, and Team Nadeshot yet again still taking the same positioning we saw them earlier on in this match.
There runs Tempest, making a run towards it. Oh, so much damage taken. More triple blasters coming in. Should be enough to get him down. Indeed it is. They went for the run early, but not able to get it done. Lord Jocko falls down, is able to pull back to safety off of the ult, but does get taken down in doing so.
Nice movement there from Crab to be able to get the finishing blow on. You can see Smile peeking on up, lobbing the nade up over the horizon, but WK Forever is just 35 seconds away from the first Mandel brick of the day for them.
Yeah, given the fact that the ult isn't available in the Tempest from BGH, you'd have to imagine that it's going to be on Team Nature to try and make a run for this one, but they don't have a Tempest at all to try and make this happen, so it's going to be on to D-Wolf to try and make the run on up, down to 15 seconds now as Chris makes the run forward. See if they're able to get this one gone down. Smile falls yet again. Seabots finding another one with the sniper in hand. Here's the run on forward. They have one on the break itself. Piggy gets himself one more down to just 5 seconds. Now has to commit to it in the end of it, but not going to happen. WK Forever takes out Team Nadeshot on the break, and they're able to get it extracted.
Beautifully done there from WK Forever. Just full sending, understanding that it's the final standoff. Ults invested the full send, but BTH still on the map. Still a team of 3. They sense weakness as one member of WK Forever is still on the ground. They may not get the Mandel break, but they could walk away with some kills.
I gotta ask, when you're in BTH's position, maybe they just haven't really been able to keep track of what's been happening and thinking they were maybe getting backstabbed here. But when you're in their position and you see the last second fight for the brick, being that passive in that situation is a little surprising to me, and maybe also a little bit concerning.
It's where you kind of have to go back and listen to the comms on their VOD review, because they were a bit further back in terms of their team, Team Nadeshot up ahead of them. So you're kind of hoping that Team Nadeshot's going to get more picks and maybe push a bit earlier than that 15-second margin in which we saw, which would give them a little more time to go ahead and siege onto that, regardless of BTH trying to take the fight here to WK Forever. It's into a 2v2 situation. Nice pick up there from Crab. Smokes go down.
They just seem a little disjointed. I mean, we're just complimenting BTH down the basement of how they were able to take the fight to Liquid, and this time around, they're just a bit scattered. Seems a bit, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the word is for it, but
to be fair, the Team Liquid fight, you've got Mendo on the ground, Boy rezzing, and BTH just has the benefit of that timing. Sometimes it works out just like that for you. Even Lord Draco on the entry falls early and it regains up with a second. So it could have been isolated had he been any further back, but they stacked it through the tunnel, did well there. But for now, BTH, here's the Chow on the bridge, finds Seabots into a still 2v2 because WK Forever was able to get Peaky back up on his feet throughout the duration of this. And here we go. Peaky wants to get aggro.
Yeah, WK Forever, I mean, they got the break already. Ain't nothing to lose here for them outside of course, the weapons. And, you know, Tube still has a pretty healthy golden helmet, at least. The vest just got destroyed. But we'll see here. WK Forever, they have been living up to that name for the vast majority of this tournament. Here they are as well. Draco does find the first one, though. Crab good for one in return, but he's down to low HP. Oh, and he gets the second right before he's able to go back to safety. What an insane swing.
就起来，看能不能多带几个五头。帅，兄弟，看找最好的五头。那就 C-Bot
Incredible. Incredible performance. Chinese comms going through here for the team as they, again, I mean, live up to their name and do so in style. They're now vastly surpassed Team Liquid with their 27 total squad points.
Yeah, that was disgusting, I'm not going to lie. Especially when you kind of pop up and the player's right there, but you can still dive out towards the right to grab the second, hit the resets, and now you have 4 minutes left on the match. Just go ahead and peruse and see what you could find to throw in your safe box to go alongside your beautiful Mandel brick.
Also, I mean, because we didn't have the central decoding station be used, if they want, I think there is a boatload of loot and saves to be taken up in and around the center of the map.
Plenty of time to make it work too. Honestly, this decoding station seemed easier to defend because they got there so quickly, took it over to the outside of horizontal test drop, and they set up this like Bermuda Triangle of chaos to defend it.
It's that.
And sure, you had some. Wait, what are you gonna say?
No, go.
I'm just like, sure, we had Tempest full-blown run at it, but their angles were allowing them to go ahead and pick it up. And there we run it back with Crab's replay. Immediately finds the one out towards the left. Lord Jocko peeks out like 40 HP. And the reaction. Yeah. I did that.
Exactly. Understandable that they're proud of that one. Good effort from them. So yeah, I mean, what I was about to say is that plaza that you have to come across, this like the down staircase towards the decoding position itself. Not only are you exposed to the team defending it, but you're effectively probably going to get shot at and utility lobbed at by 3 different teams. It's so incredibly hard to try and push while not also being engaged at by literally the entire server. And I think you can only really claim this position if you're doing exactly what WK Forever did. They spawned down there, they run up, they immediately go for the brick, and they sprint down to where they were, knowing that no one's going to be there. So very wise. Came in with a good strat. Of course, helpful that you have your D-Wolf in this one, that you can make the run that much faster. And hard-earned, hard-fought for. They get themselves their first Mandal Break of the day.
Ooh, but also when you think about it, Evil Geniuses and Team Liquid fighting right off the rip is the perfect distraction for WK Forever to do exactly what they needed to do, because they're not
winning.
No, that's completely right.
Ah,
Great call
WKF
on that one.
won.
That's, exactly
Just
what you want to
like,
happen, especially when you're then taking the fight to Liquid. They're
and
coming
just
in with
like
depleted vests and
Small
helmets
Kai
already.
wanted.
You know you're going to be in for a great time trying to defend this position.
And we loot some more for the next 2 minutes. Ammo's in the safe box. Maybe we can find some cool little reds to replace. You never know what you're going to lurk upon.
Yeah, they haven't opted to go for, to go pulled for the extract, but of course now the time is pretty low, so probably no point in trying to do so anyway. They have a chance to send one guy towards the south side extract. We'll see if that's what they opt to do or not, as there is a chance to make that happen. I think it might be Seabots. Yeah, he's going down this direction already.
Oh yeah, 100%. Perfect timing. Totally fine.
Yep.
At least send one out. Prioritize the
I love
squad
the
points,
goal.
baby. Get
That
your
are
loot
you.
up, because now we're going to be looking at those squad points for the tiebreaker between Team Liquid and WK Forever, now that they both have a coveted Mandal Brick. And since we are in our Space City Marathon, we know we're going to a Game 5, and it's going to be both of those two teams in win condition.
Also nice we saw that he gets out with 2 completely fresh golden helmets. That is nice, not having to purchase for the rounds to come. You maybe don't get all the cool red artifacts and whatnot, but getting those Kevlar helmets out, full and fresh and ready to go for the rounds to come, that means you can afford even
I'm doing
better to
good.
take
I
a
feel a
loss
little
on a
sick.
round.
That's why I've been
For
AFK
example,
a
in the
little
upcoming
bit.
one, as we see here.
Been
The last couple of seconds
headache.
worth of sprinting around. And again, I don't think any of this has been looted
And
at
I'm
all.
okay,
In fact,
though.
we see that it hasn't been. So might as well go check it out. Up to 8 mil already. Can they increase that with just 10 seconds left? No, Page is. I think this is him shooting and telling me that no, they're in fact not gonna.
4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Hit by galore. Come back here, Havoc Soldier.
Not to be. WK Forever out victorious. Incredible round for them. Hello Kitty reigns supreme.
Fellow reminder, guys at home, make sure you stay hydrated. Our winners are staying hydrated of that round, and you too should do it as well.
Smart. Always smart. Especially during summer.
I care about you guys.
I like
care
it.
about you
I
guys.
appreciate it. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm going to take a sip of water right now.
There we go. As gamers, we are very bad at drinking water.
Oh, yes.
Let's be real. But our best team, WK Forever, to be expected. Not only do they get a Mandal Brick, it's defended flawlessly, and they walk away with 7 kills to go alongside it. Peaky Crab and Seabots crushed it on Space City.
Huge round for them indeed. Well, curious to see if they have it in them to bring home one more. I feel like there's been so many rounds where they've been ever so close, but they've just had one little hurdle at the end of it be too much for them to handle. This time around today, both in this one and the sneaky push up on tight prison in the round prior, they're gonna.
That's crazy. They actually
really strong today.
they actually just ratted their way to first.
A&D performances from yesterday alone, it was tough. They had 9 total points throughout our 5-game series, 5th place overall, and their biggest game was on 0 Dam with 6 kills. So you come into here, you get a Mandal Brick, and you get 7 kills. You're really heating up, and it's the perfect time to do so. Of course, our top 4 killers here in round 4. Crab there with 5. Boy finds 3. Slept grabs 2. Very nice overall. It's a shame Team Liquid couldn't hold on and BTH third-partied them down in the tunnels, but all is well.
Definitely. And for WK Forever, even more so, like the overall standings on the leaderboard, they're in the very middle of that tight mid-pack. If they, I'm not saying that they will, but if they can get a double break win today, of course, depending on how the other teams around them finish, they're looking at a potential top 3.
Perfect. That's actually really solid for them as we keep going through. Top asset earners here. Seabots from WK Forever, 3.8 million. And of course, you got to round out the top 3. All the boys at WK Forever on Space City going hard on that. But our round 4 MVP, Crap.
Crap. Oh, crap. out there with another 5-killer. Great job on his part. And again, just, I mean, a team that's really risen on me. Also, I love the logo, WK Forever, and then you get the little button there in the middle of it. Absolutely, absolutely incredible. And yeah, a team that I didn't have the biggest expectations for coming into the weekend, but where they've really grown on me.
Yeah, it's kind of been one of those things where they may have not had the best showing out yesterday, but also it was a weird showing for a couple of our big teams like Space Station and such. So the lobby just played out really differently, but coming into today, they've looked really solid.
Exactly. Well, one Space City down, and it sure did deliver. Hopefully the next one will as well. But before we get there, a brief break. Stay hydrated. Tiff told me as well. Get some water. Get ready for the round to come.
Goes around, comes around. I'm not gonna do very much. Don't you get barrel stuff? Skitey is getting aggressive.
See what I did there? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Let's knock them off their feet.
There we go. There it is.
While everyone was busy sprinting for the center of Space City, WK Forever snuck in, grabbed the mantle brick, ran down south, and sat tight in position, winning that round. Great job by them, as we now have two teams at match point coming into round number 5. It's Liquid and it's WK Forever, hoping both of them, of course, to be able to finish it here in round 5. But I'm looking at Team Nadeshot, looking at Faceland, thinking, there's some teams that are definitely going to be in having something to say about that before this is all said and done.
I mean, yeah, it's going to be really interesting. We've had round 4 ending. We've had round 5 ending here in week 3. We could go the distance, but for now, WK Forever and Team Liquid are the only ones that could close us out in game number 5. As we look at our leaderboard, y'all, those squad points bringing WK Forever towards the top with 19 kill points, 9 supply points, and 28 total squad.
Good thing for them is, I mean, there's also a very, very good chance that this brick they just got guarantees them second place. I mean, unless if we go to around 6 where a bottom team comes up and surpasses them somehow, then you'd have to imagine that with the amount of squad points they've got already, unless if Liquid pulls off something huge, that that's a second place guaranteed for WK Forever. That's a big turnaround for them in a must-need or very needed time of the group stage here.
It's going to be a really interesting space city, as you can see our map rotation. WK Forever and Team Liquid, where they got their Mandel bricks. Team Liquid back in brackish when they kind of rolled into it. At one point, they were decoding for our brick before they fell. Our operators that are going to be available moving into our round 5.
Is there not more value to wait for everyone to burn their Tempest?
Starting to show up here on Space City. It was super viable for the steals there. You can see Stinger, Luna, Tempest. That's kind of the name of the game once you move into these Mandel bricked rounds. I'm curious to see who's going to be expending their last Tempest, or do you try to get a Mandel brick without a Tempest here in game 5?
Yeah, game 6 always get very spicy for that exact reason. Teams have been completely depleted on their operators of choice and just gotta send something crazy. That's normally where you see the D-Wolves come into play, but we actually saw a fair few D-Wolves in this previous round. So curious to see, as you're saying, how many dares go all in now, or how many risk it all for potential game 6 to come.
It will be unique, but it's time to lock it in, guys. We have 2 teams that can end our last day here of week 3. Who's going to make that happen? And if you are loving what you're seeing, guys, and you want to know more about the Delta Force side of esports, their page is up on their website. Go to play.deltaforce.com, click on the esports tab, check out the Rise series, tournament schedule, teams, results, all the things that you need to know to stay up to date on the Delta Force Rise series for the Americas. And of course, if you're interested in the EMEA side of things as well, that'll be on there.
Exactly. You can see here, Evil Genius is spawning in with full golds. They want a brick, and they want it now. They've had a hard time this weekend getting to one, but this time around, they're looking to try and claim one. As we see, DTH trying to make the sprint through the West Gate and successful in making the transition. And off of that, doesn't seem like anyone else is really going to be fighting. There is a world, though, where Liquid and Team Nature find each other yet again. They really have been running into one another a whole hell of a lot today.
They truly have, but that's okay. And they just can't get enough of each other. A ton of teams surrounding upon where that brick is spawning towards that CEO office. Very central here. Curious to see what is going to happen. Who's going to be the ones that jump on it and run. Meanwhile, Peaky finds a nice 345k red.
Not too shabby. They got a break already. Like, yeah, we can chill. We're set up here in the top of the leaderboard. We're vibing. We'll let the other guys fight for it early on, and then we'll come say hi a little bit later, which you could only imagine that they will. Normally, you'll see a lot of teams waiting until that 16-minute mark until they make a run for the brick, and you wonder why that is. Well, that's because that's where you get your ults activated. That's where the Tempest can run on in with the ropes, claim the brick, and run out to safety again. So wait to see that happen as we get a 471 satellite pickup by Seabots here as well. They're fine.
Absolutely. FaZe taking some shots, breaking through the window there on BTH. Ooh. Throw that composite.
I feel like they just pre-fire by angle. That's pretty much it.
Go alongside the Luna Stinger, the coveted Space City operator composition for them. To be expected.
Oh, yeah.
But will WK Forever, who were out towards the dormitory side of things, still needed to hit a rotate over towards the Mandel brick?
Smile side here, ready and waiting. No one's opted to jump for it just yet. As Team Nature, I like the idea of claiming a decoding station early, then go for the break. As you can see, they shot the Luna arrow over towards where FaZe is sat, just to double check if anyone is over on the decoding station over there. But now they make the run on back in the opposite direction, realizing this one is safe as well. They can try and make the run north here. Actually, not at the coding station we see used too often. It has been used a few times over in EMEA. Very successful for the teams getting the initial plant down. So we'll see if they do up to make the run towards that Employee Passage 2 up on the north side, which looks like it's going to be the case with WK Forever. They're here and they're seeing this bridge transition as well.
And there go the shots immediately out from C-Bots. This is going to give the warning sign to Team Nadeshot. Like, things are going not good for us. Smile down, smile fooled. And now you have to see what can Slep and Crisp do. Slep is already less than half health. And WK Forever, they are going to jump on this immediately.
Yeah, and to make matters even worse, the first player to fall is the player with the brick on him. So Smile, hard to recover here. Slept in the meantime, has to just disengage. I mean, it's again a very similar situation to what happened over on Bragg. Was it on Braggish? I believe it was, where very early on they lose 2 and all Slept can do is back off. Go, great. I guess I'm just gonna stall for a bit. Interesting thing now, though, is that WK Forever, they spawned up in the dormitory building. They literally were the ones chilling, looting, getting the half-mil reds, going, nah, we'll join in later. Now they come down. They just say, oh, we'll take that mantle break off you, Smile. Thank you so much. And now they can completely uncontested run to the dormitory building and plant it. If they go back-to-back bricks here, that'd be huge.
That would be. That's a pretty dominant showing on Space City for sure. And it just seems as if our teams acquiring the Mandel bricks, they're really just, I'm not going to say falling into it, because this is why they are the pros and they are just getting lucky with their spawns and taking advantage of every situation. If Team Nadeshot isn't running up to the Employee Passage 2, this looks completely different. But as soon as WK Forever gets over towards the dormitory side of things, FaZe says, we are here, Crab. Immediately targeted. Peaky trying to answer back for the teammates and finding the angles, lobbing the utility straight towards them. But Peaky's not going to give up.
There's so many hard crossfire angles you have to cut across in these positions. They do get one in return. Nine's taking Dio got down. Maybe that's going to slow them down enough that they'll be able to get the reset, get the player back up alive, and get the get into a proper defensive position, having already planted the mantle brick in the decoding station. But it's so hard, like all these transitions, because of these open pathways, like lines of sights, that are just literally impossible to try and predict what's going to happen. Oh, they're hunting. Loco is fishing.
Mm-hmm. Can we find him? Give him in. And Loco jumps into the water himself. Elsewhere, FaZe still trying to go crazy. Finds C-Bots. Peaky hits the res onto Crab. And WK Forever with less than 3 minutes on the decode, trying to hold stable.
And it's another really, really difficult decoding station to breach into. It's hard to get to early, as you can see, WK Forever having to risk a lot to try and get over there to begin with. But it plays out very similar to the decoding station on that south side. An open area, hard to push, but also equally hard to defend for the team there. The thing is, for the teams trying to get over there, the same transitions that we saw being difficult to run across early to get into the main island, well, they're equally hard to cross out of now for all these teams trying to get to the break.
Team Liquid still quite central on the map. Will be one of the last teams to rotate up this way. For Evil Geniuses, still alive and feeling really aggressive here. Make the wrap onto FaZe. The smokes are the only thing keeping them alive for now, biding their time as Mew Mew makes the call out, says exactly where FaZe is. You can see them start to spread out.
Yeah. WK Forever, they're playing a very defensive position towards that north side, but Team Liquid can get out of Westgate and make their way south around here. That could be huge, and there's the shock. Oh no.
It took him down.
Yeah, it did. It flushed him. That's a feels bad, man.
That's all right. Frank was just hungry.
Frank, he hopped on a plane. He went to Space City as well, because that's just how it is.
He just wants to get passport stamps, all right? Back to Evil Genius and the chaos they've been causing. Still trying to hunt down the remnants of FaZe if they can. But that's okay. Find guards on the meantime. This is going to alert WK Forever of where Evil Genius should be approaching from. And with just over a minute to go, they're going to have to ice up.
Oh, yeah. Definitely, they rested everything into this one. One of only 2 teams to invest full goals into this round. They see them from upstairs, but the bulletproof glass won't allow for a big engagement here. Krabs closing the door just in time to stay safe as the triple blaster comes through. We'll be able to back up with under 1 minute now on the timer here as Momo swings the corner, finds one. Loco Articuno good for 1 each as well, and just like that, Evil Geniuses slaughter W key forever. Decoding interrupted. Easy for the taking now. They're all on their own on the dormitory.
That was actually a beautiful breakdown done by Evil Geniuses. The way that they paced that, attacked it, flanked them. Even though they try to block the door on it, the wrap is there. Team Liquid have now moved away from the CEO office, have gone through Westgate side of things. FaZe still up back to a team of 3 on the move after rescuing Sudoka there from the macro shark. Now, with 3 minutes 20 seconds on the clock, who will be next on the horizon to steal the decode?
Incredible execution there by Evil Genius. Now they have to do something we haven't seen them have a chance to do too much. Try and defend a decoding station. They usually haven't even gotten to that point. Well, a couple of times they have, but oftentimes they've fallen very quickly thereafter. We'll see if they can do it this time around. They're so incredibly good when it comes to pushing and taking aggro fights. Now it's their turn to sit in position and wait for teams to come to them.
I love that you had Team Liquid going for the full wraparound on the south side of this area, checking every angle in which someone could be perched. BTH likely going to do the same from the north. FaZe kind of disengaging and looking for an approach. So you're going to have FaZe and BTH running into each other. And it's going to be Team Liquid likely to make first contact with Evil Geniuses.
See here. Rocket comes in, doesn't really connect the whole lot, but here's FaZe on the south side, sniper in hand, looking for something. They've gotten all back to all 3 up. Remember, they were down to just 1 player at one point, but they've been able to fully reset, and now comes Liquid with a potential backstab push coming in. Well, not so much a backstab anymore, because they are using all their util and making this crossing happen, so they will sure know on the side of Evil Geniuses that Liquid are here.
And they just have to lay low.
Yeah.
They're sticking together, holding different angles, popping all the things to help them. Now, here's the deal. We did see FaZe use an Alluru ult towards Evil Geniuses, and Team Nadeshot even looking for some of angles throughout that bridge. So, for now, with 1:30 left, that usually is the time frame in which the fight breaks out.
We'll see who's going to be the instigators of it. BTH have opted to make their way north around. They know that FaZe were close to them, but because FaZe opted to fall back, that allows for them to play for the brig itself. Here comes Liquid. Util up on forward. FaZe do lose 1, but that's elsewhere on the map. Not too impactful in terms of the brig itself. But you have BTH close by now. Here comes the push on forward. That's a quick shutdown of Mendo. That is the ult wasted. I could call it not wasted, but used early and taken down on the side of their Tempest.
All it does is give them the information in which Mew Mew is holding. So now Team Liquid likely looking for the res. Get Mendo back up on his feet. Hodsick throwing the frags up. Evil Genius is now having to fend off against BTH and Team Liquid. The threats are coming from all angles. And with our Alluru from FaZe, keeping the pressure with the ults onto Evil Geniuses as well, giving them the info. The Mandel brick has been seized by BTH. Timer up to 3 yet again.
Yeah, Liquid going to be very pleased with a little bit of help coming out of BTH here. They didn't get any help from them in the previous round, but this time around, Liquid will now have a chance of making a run for it themselves again. Get that Tempest ult back on 2 minutes in, and we'll see them make a run for it any moment. In the meantime, FaZe able to survive, taking out 1 from Team Nature, so Crisp is going to be all on his own for the remainder of this game, and now the duo can make their way up, backfill BTH, and we'll see if that's going to be a fight that brings any attention from the surrounding teams in with it.
Still, this staircase has been very detrimental towards their push. Evil Geniuses, smokes are down, looking for the retake. There it is, to 2 minutes, 30 seconds, decreased by 30 seconds there. BTH trying to guard from the distance, and now Team Liquid. Darts going out there from the hands of Hodsick. Still waiting to see what the siege looks like.
Yeah, they're hoping that some of these other teams start fighting one another, just waiting it out, waiting for gunshots, but not a whole lot happening right now outside of the break changing hands a couple of times. Of course, smart on boy to go back towards the south side position just to make sure they're not getting flanked themselves. Always got to be careful for any sneaky snakes coming your way, and then for this position for BTH, you might not be able to shoot outside this glass, but there's a lot of info gathering for you to be able to feed across to your teammates.
Definitely interesting. I was looking back on the horizon of when we had groups B and D in week 2. It was WK Forever that went back-to-back in games 5 and 6 to close it out. Evil Geniuses, 2nd place. Team Liquid, 3rd. So far, a completely different story.
Wow.
And Team Liquid, the push yet again denied, this time by Articuno.
Mendo barely get his head over the top before he's instantly melted. So yet again, great job here by Evil Geniuses defending this position. Still a long time for them to have to defend though. But for Team Liquid, I'm not sure if Mendo actually popped his ult before he ran over, or if it happened before. So maybe there's a chance for the Tempest ult to be used by Liquid again before this minute is over. Shoot, Crisp, come on. No! And now they know there's a snake in their midst.
Oh boy. Trying to thread through the blades of grass. BTH down 1. 2 left standing. And the time on the match in general is dwindling.
Yep.
And 30 seconds for Evil Geniuses to be able to get themselves their first Mandel brick of week 3, day 3.
This could very well be a Evil Genius win. They're all 3 making the run up the staircase, but this utility from the Moors being so impactful. There is the solo player, Crisp, sending it around the corner, finding the first one. Team Liquid trying to win it here and now, but it's just making it so difficult. Down to 10 seconds now. They have to make the run forward. But here's Faceland trying to make a play for it themselves as well. BGH now all outside the building. We're down to 3 seconds. Not going to happen. Simply not enough time on the clock. And Evil Genius is finally able to get their first break of the weekend.
There we go. Evil Genius is well fought, hard earned, and now the entire lobby over here on the dormitory side of things looking for their valued kills if we can get it for Crisp last standing. You have to think how difficult this was for Team Liquid, who've been working their way up this staircase, and then Team Nadeshot comes up and thwarts their like 4th push onto Evil Geniuses. And even with the timings from BTH and FaZe to make something happen, Evil Genius just holds steady.
Now, will anyone actually get out of here alive, or is it just going to be a complete annihilation in dormitory? We'll see what's going to be the case or not. Evil Genius, of course, out victorious with the brick secured. Are they making a run for it? Potentially they are. I mean, they invested everything into this round. Full golds as one of only 2 teams to do so. So good on them for being able to claim it, as Crisp solo finds yet another one again. I mean, it's much needed points, much needed money in the back here for Team Nadeshot to secure to get full investments in for the round to come, but he will fall in the end of it.
Ooh, okay. EG trying to whack up some kills here with BTH, and there it is. Even with Team Nadeshot looking towards FaZe as well. FaZe fully wiped. Joined WK Forever back in the lobby, and Evil Geniuses, the menaces they are when it comes to engaging. Honestly, if I'm Team Liquid, I'm going on a straight revenge tour.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well. You might as well at this point try and see if you can go and get yourself something more with it. With 3 teams now able to claim Mandel breaks, Liquid drops down to 3rd place, of course. Outside of the, well, let's call it what it is, pretty free Mandel break they're able to get over on Brackish. They haven't been too aggressive today. Liquid haven't been able to get a whole lot of squad points in the other round, so going to be hard for them to try and contest, well, either Evil Geniuses or WK Forever in terms of those points. They're really going to bet everything on getting that double break.
There it is, Mimu there. Team Liquid on the other side. Tons of util coming the way. They hit the stuns there. Massively gets out of line of sight. Mendo exposed here for the time being. Still not quite ready to give up on this. Going for a potential flank here at the minute 20 left. Hodsick through the smoke, through the firing of it. Ooh.
It's just a chase. Full-on chase going on here. Momo opted to use the Tempest ult to try and see if you can get him on the other side. Not quite possible. Now it's going to be interesting too, though, because we're headed into that dreaded Game 6, and I know for a fact there's going to be quite a few teams that are down to 0 Tempests, so will be interesting to see how things are going to go down with that as BTH find themselves one more. It's just 2 left alive, but able to net another 800,000 Technic alloy with that elimination onto Articuno.
Nothing like a battle Luna right there. Like
Mhm.
coming in as a solo, just wreaking havoc on EG when it was Team Liquid that's like, nah, let me at him. Let me at him.
That's all good work.
Someone else is fighting from this side. Good read from Mendo.
Definitely 25 seconds left to work with. Pops his own Tempest ult now as well to try and make an aggressive play move forward. Has Toot right down here, but Toot will undoubtedly get the first shot off. Doesn't quite connect though. Now with the drill charge, forced to back off, but get taken with it anyway. I thought he had the distance to be safe from it, but now the chase is on Mendo. On the run on up, he's down to this arm, goes for the shot and finds
Stop.
him. Incredible reaction there from Toot.
That is what you want to see. The
Wow.
time is done. Time is out. And here are the reactions after that Space City.
What a game.
Yeah, just
What a game. A
locking it in.
third team now in as Evil Geniuses do what they've struggled to do all weekend long. Get themselves a mantle break, and now at match point position as well.
I mean, look. Group B and D in week 2, second place without getting a Mandel brick.
Mhm.
Had a ton of value. They had an 8-kill game, an 11-kill game, and now you get all the way to week 3 where you just have such a wild performance. You play yesterday, you get 31 kills on the day, and then keep on bringing the momentum, matching it alongside the Mandelbricks. 8 kills on this game and their first brick of the day.
I mean, I just gotta say, Evil Genius, their tenacity to fail on bricks time and time and time again, but continue to just plow down a position. I mean, again, an 8-kill game here. I mean, they just never 5 kills and below. Just that's not the Evil Genius way of playing this game. They always go out hard, even when they fall. But this time around, finally, they're able to get themselves a brick as well.
Definitely pays off for sure. WK Forever grabbed 3 kills, and although doing everything they could, the swiping of the brick, as you saw Team Nadeshot trying to take it up towards the northeast, they swipe it, they take it over to Dormitory, we change hands, Evil Geniuses ultimately wins out, and you see our top killers here from round 5, Yumu there, Holden down with 3, tied with Articuno. WK Forever C-Bots gets in the top 3 with 2.
And Momo is just crazy. I mean, literally this week has just been Momo skyrocketing towards the top of that damage and kill leaderboard. He was, I think, somewhere in the 20s coming into this weekend. Then he gets 15 kills yesterday, gets the double now with the 3 here as well, and then leads the assists too. I mean, this is just, again, an all Evil Geniuses board. It's just never looked that pretty because we always go, but they didn't get the brick. It's nice that they get the stats, but they didn't get the brick. Well, this time around, that's a whole different tale.
They got it. They got it. That's all that matters. Our top asset earners are going to be WK Forever, C-Bots, Peaky, and then BTH rounding out the top 3. And our round 5 MVP. We were hyping him up. We saw him at the top of some of those leaderboards, and Mew Mew Evil Geniuses on the come up. I mean, look, they've been fragging all weekend,
Oh, yeah.
but could we see them get their first double brick?
You know what? Yes. That's the short, simple answer.
Yeah.
Yes, we could. With how they're playing, there's definitely a very, very good possibility that it happens. Having said that, though, they have some incredibly fierce competition with how WK Forever has been playing. With how Liquid, I mean, while not overly aggressive, they're just so wise about every single decision that they make. Structure it right. Don't get third-partied when you're about to run on up. Liquid could easily do it as well, Tiff.
I mean, it's just surprising, right? You think back to week 2 in groups B and C, Evil Geniuses ended a series in 4 games. So they're back to that dominant form potentially.
Definitely. And all as a word, well, that could be the case. We'll see if they're going to be able to get it here in Game 6 or if we're going all the way to Game 7, where there is a world that we head back to brackish. Not that I think so, but it could very well be the case. We'll see if that's going to be the case or not, though. And enough about cases for now. First, a break, then more Space City.
Members, now the odds are in their favor, 2v1. Everything getting spammed away, and MT getting a little. So hang on a second, NL. Look at that. It's an absolute swing. This. And LG's got it over here. Lines them up, even through the shot. You're enough. The last remaining 3 BOB. comes around. Not gonna do very much. You get barrel stuff. Skydie is getting aggressive.
See what I did there? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Let's knock them off their feet.
So much damage, and there it is.
We've done something that we haven't done all weekend long. We have made it to the dreaded, the exhausted, the depleted Game 6, where teams have to think outside the box for the most part, because the always picked operators, well, there might not be a whole lot of them left available, as Evil Geniuses now make their way on the match point board alongside Team Liquid and WK Forever. Here's a look at the leaderboard and Tiff. My oh my, we are in for a good one.
Oh, week 3 Delta Force Rise series here for the Americas has been absolutely stellar, bringing it all the way to Sunday to treat us to an epic series, right? WK Forever, Evil Geniuses, and Team Liquid, all 3 of them have bricks. Team Liquid gets theirs on Brackish. WK Forever, Game 4 on Space City, and Evil Geniuses with the most recent pickup on their brick. But you look towards their squad points for now for the tiebreaker. Here's the deal though, guys. With 3 different teams having bricks, we could see a Game 7 if BTH Esports, FaZe Clan, or Team Nadeshot, if any of them pick up a brick here, which will really thrust our lobby into absolute chaos, because at that point, do we see a Game 7 Brackish, or do we see it go back to Space City? For now, there is a potential that we end here.
That's the crazy thing to me. I mean, we're so late in the broadcast, so late in the day, but literally anyone can still win. That's how theoretically we're looking. As we now see here, a lot of teams, of course, saving a Tempest for Game 6, so it's only going to be Liquid and BTH that are not going to be in with one. A lot of Lunas depleted as well, but Evil Geniuses and WK Forever, both teams with match point position, do have one available as well. So a nice little split of who's got what available, especially amongst the Lunas and Tempest here on the board.
I was going to say we also have some stingers in the midst too for our WK Forever. So, I mean, looking at Evil Geniuses and WK Forever, they were kind of banking on the fact. So the spawn dictates it. BTH Esports and Team Nadeshot were the tier 1 spawns from our prior map. You cannot get them here going into game number 6. Ooh. So for the likes of Team Liquid, we could see that potentially happen for them. FaZe Clan, WK Forever, and Evil Geniuses.
That means we're guaranteed a match point team in the tier 1 spawn.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. Looking at what people are rocking in with Team Nadeshot, full golds galore. FaZe double goals. Outside of that, though, everyone playing purples. So kind of interesting again. Ooh. I mean, everyone is depleted. Everyone is exhausted. Everything they had available to try and win it earlier in the day, but they're all battered and bruised now, and here we are with the only 2 teams, or 2 of the teams, I should say, without a brick so far, being the ones going all in here in round 6.
Well, here's the deal, guys. Evil Geniuses gets the West Gate spawn. Team Liquid grab Dormitory Building, which is going to have a nice line of sight on Evil Geniuses for a brief moment in time. You can already see Boy taking some shots there at WK Forever as they filter through the Central Command Bridge. FaZe Clan out on the other side of the test room, which is going to be interesting if they decide to pop the Mandel brick early.
Yeah, I mean, Liquid spawned up here around prior, and they did the same thing. They actually just allowed for the Westgate team to run on through and focused on the bridge crossing instead, which this time around doesn't really grant them a whole lot. WK Forever does manage to make their cross on over. We're down to 10 seconds before the brick does spawn. Who's going to get it? Who's going to decide which decoding station we're headed towards?
For Evil Geniuses on the horizon.
They're running
straight towards FaZe. You've got the drill charges going out. And look at Mew Mew just on the other side. Mr. Dio God getting peppered from afar. Tries to shoot through the foliage there to find the angles. Doesn't quite get it. The read on it has to disengage.
Yep, able to run out safely with it. Having said that, though, Mew Mew does get taken down at a distance. That's Team Nadeshot. Able to find him in transition from the far southern side. So good job on them for slowing things down as the player with the brick in hand that is currently down on the ground.
And Team Nadeshot, a team without a Mandelbrick on this series, could really draw us to a Game 7. But Evil Geniuses have to stand tall here. Mew Mew needs to get back up on his feet, joins the horizon, but we lose Slept in the process because Team Nadeshot full sends straight into Evil Geniuses.
We move down, Articuno down as well. Mimu does manage to get back up alive, though, able to get one down as Team Nadeshot now in trouble. Just one left on their side. On the backside, tries to go for the rest, does get him up just barely, as they're now able to run on back and reset as well. The brick has been stolen over, though. FaZe able to pick it up in the midst of all the chaos.
And BTH finding some shiny things, just shy of what, 400K on that. So we'll see what they do as they are over in the assembly room getting crazy. For now, the chaos around the brick as FaZe tries to escort it.
Yeah, this is where there used to be a decoding station, but it ain't here no more. Now it's over on the west side instead. So where does FaZe up to go with this? I'm not too sure. I mean, again, they're in a pretty desperate situation of we need to get a brick here, or, well, we're definitely not going to get the double brick win. That's just impossible. But are they trying to go north? Because if you make that run on over, BTH is actually still sat over on the hoistering side of things, waiting this one out, looking at the brick on the map, going, is it coming our way or what's happening here? But FaZe, I'm not sure if this is them being indecisive or if they're just being patient, going, you know what, let's wait this one out. We're technically not really in a hurry. Everyone knows where we are. Everyone knows we have the brick, sure. But let's just hope that somebody's not fighting one another, and then we'll make our decision later over that. I kind of like the patience on this one.
Oh, reset from Evil Genius, and an ult pops, and Mew Mew cut down through the doorway. Articuno and Loco are going to have to hit the 2v3 if we can. You see Smile prone for now. Crisp and Slept. Smokes are covering the way. Mew Mew back up on their feet. I love the fact that Evil Geniuses play so close that they immediately pop on the rest to keep them into the fight.
They're trapped. They're sat in between two teams because here come Liquid around the other side. Chris does find the first one. Slip does go down on the other side of things, though. Mendo, those get taken out, but there's Hansei good for one, and this is going to be all of Team Nadeshot wiped. Completely smothered by Evil Geniuses and Team Liquid, denying them a chance of a round 6 win.
And the health as you see them getting those armor plates back on, repairing our armor, the crazes.
FaZe now making the run to the north. They are going to go to that decoding station across the water. That's exactly what they were waiting for. Let's hear some fights going on, and then we'll make the run towards the north. In the meantime, everyone now going to be fighting to try and make their way towards the north. So where we've seen this decoding station, where Evil Geniuses are right now, being used literally the entire weekend, Tiff, 3 space cities in today. We've had the south side one, the north side one, and the dormitory one in use today.
All right. Kind of interesting. Back towards where we are going. 3 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. They actually make it up towards the north. BTH, you're right, will be potentially the closest, but it looks like Evil Geniuses will be filtering through that employee passage 1 and will carve their way east.
Yeah, BTH were up here very early on with a chance to kind of deny the crossover, but I didn't see them do a whole lot to try and engage, so kind of just allowing FaZe up here going, you know what, we'll allow them through, we'll hold off any other team coming up this way, and then maybe last minute they'll make a run for it themselves. They do not have a... Well, they do not have a D-Wolf or a Tempest to work with BTH, that is. So, of course, very difficult for them to really contest the brick. But also, even more so, the reason why I would have thought that they would have tried contesting FaZe before they got the brick down. Especially since you don't have a Tempest to work with. But who am I to say? We'll see. Maybe they have crazy strats up their sleeves. We just haven't seen them utilized yet.
Well, time is on the horizon. It's cost them a minute just to get into the Central Command building. And now they have to figure out what the siege is going to look like on to FaZe. FaZe in terms of their defense. We do see typically when you want to defend that a Luru comes out with the composite incendiary, you have the ult to go through. So they're not going to have that. We've got the Toxic. We've got a Tempest. And I'm looking at Mr. Diogod here to potentially make some plays, but their angles are going to have to be exceptional.
Exactly. It's awkward hill to try and run down. Good thing you have the Stinger smokes there. Try and set up a path for you to make the run on them, but you can be sure that there's going to be util deployed to try and deny you that run on up. As I say that, no util thrown forward. They do get the morsel down, so good info will be fed on where they are coming in from. There's going to be the ult deployed by the Toxic as well. So a lot of utility thrown in here by FaZe to at least slow them down, but not really any damage come through. I say that, but there's Elsnos around the side. Mumo down, Articuno down as well, and just like that, complete shutdown of EL Geniuses. What an incredible flank play come through from Elsnos.
And the way that they hold it together on that, you immediately start to think of, with 1 minute on the clock, how much damage did FaZe take? Who's going to be the next challenger? Because WK Forever has still been going through the printing room looking for the wrap. BTH could get angles on WK Forever, which will make things difficult and give FaZe the decode unless we fight for that. And if FaZe grabs the decode, we get a game 7.
We definitely do. We definitely do. FaZe having a hard time in the beginning of the group stage. Rose to the occasion yesterday. Even had a chance of getting a double break win. Wasn't quite to be, though, as Nightmare denied them that opportunity. But now the chance of matching a 6 and a 7 round win could get them up there here today. 20 seconds. No one is anywhere near. This is FaZe's for the taking. Unless if Liquid sprints. They have to full send it if they want a chance.
I mean, you got...
There's no way. There's no way. It's simply too late.
8 seconds. We can. It's a 2.5 timer to steal it, but I don't see this happening. FaZe.
Yep.
We are going to a game 7.
Tem um em cima já, Snow, na rua, na rua. Tô ligado. Eu vi ele agora.
Em rua, tá?
Não, rua de baixo. Rua de baixo. Vai com ult esse jogo, se der.
Mano, não tenho.
And this is one of those awkward situations where all the other teams thought that the break was at least going to change hands a couple of times. I think Liquid coming up here this late going, wait a minute. We were supposed to have a chance of making a play for it, but no, not quite to be. Simply too slow. Huntic does find Diogo, but again, FaZe have gotten everything they wanted out of this round. And we are, as you said, going to go to a round 7 because of the 4 teams. A match point will be the case, as Els knows. Already good for 2 kills so far, looking to make it even more.
All right, and Team Liquid, now we're looking for some kills alongside Mr. Geogood. Down and FaZe, a duo. Team Liquid on the other side, Hodsick fires some craziness, and we find the knock. Can we snuff out Elsnos from behind the pop through? You see, the 1v2 needs to happen, but the way Team Liquid has done the pinch was exceptional. Boy and Mendo gonna get Hodsick back up on their feet. There's fighting to be had.
Indeed, there are important points to be garnered here as well. Look at Team Liquid, a chance to get some much needed squad points in this round, because right now they're set down in 4th, even with the break under the belt. But a tight position with FaZe and a long jump up to Evil Geniuses, but a chance here of making something big happen. Still plenty of time in the round, but you gotta get the kills, you gotta get the loot to boot in order to rag up those squad points.
Here's the deal. I'm just looking back through Americas. I don't believe we've had a game 7 just yet.
True, true.
We're getting crazy here in week 3, Sunday.
Definitely.
Sunday showdown. Seabots falls at the hands of Toot here on the screen. But look at that. Peeky from the top ropes, drops down, cuts him across. No,
yeah,
Mustang angles, play slow.
Deny the cross. Nope, not to be. Allows him to get over on the other side. Can't really do too much about it anyway, as he's forced to back off immediately thereafter. It's Mendo from the side, creeping in again. Liquid wants some points here. They want more with it. And right now there's a chance that they get that if they make an aggressive play forward here. It's just 2 teams left alive. 2 teams both in break position. As a break possession, I should say, as Liquid try to go up and get something done here.
All right, our final 3v3. To the skies we go. Can we find WK Forever, who have retreated and separated out just south of Team Liquid? Oh. Boy, incredibly close to where WK Forever is. The angles.
They're just set tight here. I mean, Krabs in such an off-angle position. They're expecting people to potentially be coming in from the south side as well. As Crab now looking to hold the cross. It's a very narrow peak, but we'll see. Mendo spots one in transition. Few shots fired, but can't quite connect.
Paints an outline around him. For now, still holding. We're preserving our golds. We came in kitted to take this. We're up to 4 kills on the team. Some bullets there. We see the connections. About 75% on the health, but it allows Mendo to get closer. Crab, though, immediately on the cross. The fact that we keep Mendo up on his feet is good.
Definitely. Definitely.
Oh. There it is for Boy, the Chow onto Crab. So many shots going back and forth, but no one falling just yet.
Oh, now we have the Tempest ult activated. We get the triple blast around the side as
Here
well.
goes
This should be the question that
Peaky.
we're waiting to see. Boy, does get Peaky down, and now with one gone down with the 3v2 advantage, you have to imagine that Liquid is going to try and make an aggressive play moving forward. They come around the corner. There's the D-Wolf round in. Mendo finds the first one. Now just one more left alive to be dealt with to get him gone down now as well. And where is the final one? Crab trying to make a run for the assembly room.
Crab on the slow escape. But you know what Team Liquid does the moment they stack things and the numbers in their favor.
Yeah, I'm not seeing him at all.
They track.
I'm repairing my.
He's got to be over here.
I saw him go into assembly, so
He could have gone this way too, like far towards bridge.
Yeah, it's possible. He's not in the middle right now. He's like far left or far right. Okay.
okay.
He's gonna go for no back, maybe.
No, he's holding me from lift.
Okay.
Wipe.
Nice.
Don't ever chow me again, buddy.
No back still option. Probably
Yeah,
Mendo.
yeah.
You run faster than us.
Yeah.
I have a
just load me up as
decent
much as I can.
I have a decent decommon on me.
I have it.
I love the comms here. They had full understanding of where he could be, and then as soon as they see the smoke, all eyes south. And as soon as they get the wipe as well, the game ain't done yet. We need as much as we can possibly get. Send one for the backless extract, give him all the valuables, and then see what you can make of it. Because again, look at the points that they have. They just surpassed Facelands if, and potentially with a crazy last round, even if they don't get the double break, they could surpass Evil Geniuses as well.
Still good kills. 7
Yeah.
KP on the game 6 as well. It is coming down to the wire because if they do not get a Mandel brick in game number 7, you're right. It's coming down to the squad points to break into as high as they can on that leaderboard. Trying to send Mendo out towards the bagless extract with 3 minutes, 40 seconds left on the clock. You got to send him down south and make him run. They're like, you run faster than us all. Get moving. Get moving, D-Wolf.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, we'll see here. As Hutsik does make a run for it. Try to see what more he can claim. He knows that their team fell up here before. The thing is, no one's really spent time looting at all. We saw one satellite be pulled, which I don't even remember what team it was that got that. Was it maybe actually Team Liquid that got it early? I'm not sure. One thing's for certain, though. Teams will be so poor coming into this final one. Good thing is they'll have all the operators available for round 7. Of course, it does reset. Also, we don't know whether it's going to be Brackish or Space City, but in terms of economy, there is not going to be a whole lot to work with.
It's going to be a little bit of a shamble. We're going to put it that way. But
Yeah.
you're right. They do get their operators selections refreshed. Our team in last place on the leaderboard for the day will get to select whether or not we're going to Brackish or Space City. Personally, I'm kind of hoping for a Brackish.
Yeah, I'm with you. I wouldn't mind a little jump back to Brackish. Not that I don't like Space City, because I do like that. I do think it plays out really nicely. Also, thank you, Americas, for giving us such a big variety on the decoding stations today. That's not something we see too often. 3 Space Cities in, 3 different decoding stations used, and none of them being the one in the center.
Yeah, the match has definitely provided a lot of variety here today. It's like we kind of went the distance, right? On Friday, we end in game 4. On Saturday, we end in game 5. And you know what? These groups were just like, we're B&D. We're different. We're going
Yeah.
the whole distance. We're shifting things around on Space City. Sure, a little bit of the same on Brackish, but still the action was so exciting.
Definitely. Definitely. I'm curious to see what this final one is going to bring as we see them running for safety down towards the south. It's going to be Mendo with the backless extract. Able to get it. He's on it already. Here's see how much value they get out of here with. Total assets earned 20 mil overall. As he will get out with a fair bit of things. Now what? Now what do we get in the last couple of seconds? 1 minute left to loot as much as you possibly can.
1 minute left. 1 minute left. Speed run, speed run.
Actually, a bit surprising. None of them opted to go. I mean, maybe send one towards the center island, because I don't think, again, I mean, I don't think a lot of it was actually looted. Teams are so heavily, I mean, for good reason, focused on getting the mantle brick that usually we don't see a whole lot of looting. But of course, if the big saves are taken already, there ain't a whole lot more for you to come for. But maybe Hot Take, with 30 seconds left, can make a run for it. Oh, nope, just gonna go fight.
Parkour.
Go fight Frank.
Woo.
Find him. Where's Frank?
I like the dive. I was expecting just a really solid dive.
Yeah.
Don't think you can go to the Olympics on that
Are you
one.
one of
but you know
those?
what? It's so nice.
Are you one of those like judges that have the big board that you put over your head with a sign on it? What score do you give him out of 1 to 10?
I have a notebook, and we could make it. I would give it at least a 4.2.
I feel like he could have done at least a 360 though.
Yeah, a little flair to it.
Yeah, it wasn't. I'll give him a 3. There was too much of a splash on it as well.
Still, Team Liquid locked in,
Oh, yeah.
ready to go. We're getting that game 7. The tides are changing here in the Americas for the Delta Force Rise series. And now the question is, will it be FaZe? Will it be Evil Geniuses? Do we see WK Forever or Team Liquid end it out? Or does someone else grab a mantle brick?
I mean, that's literally all the options available, and I couldn't tell you. That's the biggest thing. Everyone have had their ups and downs. The way that Evil Geniuses have been playing literally flawless close quarter combat the entire weekend. And then this one here. I can't really fault them, because I think they thought there were going to be more teams joining in, so FaZe couldn't like dedicate all their utility to fighting EG. But the way that they were all stuck behind one container, making it very easy for FaZe to come out victorious. They're just not something you've seen out of Evil Geniuses a whole lot over the course of this weekend. But FaZe, of course, out victorious. 3 kills. That is the entirety of Evil Geniuses eliminated, and the brick for themselves.
Solid hold with 1,000 damage there. So good to see them be the next team emerging with a mantle brick. Got their first mantle brick of the Americas just yesterday, and they double down and get another one here on Sunday. In terms of the scoreboard, you can see Team Liquid walk away with 7 kills, finding 5.2 million in value. They get Mendo out through the bagless extract. WQ Forever does get 3 kills, as well as Team Nadeshot going 2. Can't forget about Evil Geniuses 3 as well. A lot of fighting there on that Space City. But now I'm curious on who is going to be that deciding factor for whether or not we play Brackish or Space City.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Who will get to make the decision as Hot Sick jumps up into first place on the top killers of that Space City round. 4 kills for him. Solid performance. Crab able to get the double, and Elsnow's getting those 2 so important ones on Evil Geniuses just before they made the final push for the decoding station.
Yeah, 100%. Those nice damage dealers there across the way. And as we keep perusing through our top leaderboards from round 6, who is it going to be for the top assisters? Okay, Hot Sick. Doing the workout here. Not only were you on the top kill, you're top assisting as well. Boy, there right in second with a member of FaZe rounding out the top 3. Nice work for them.
Definitely.
Top asset earners, of course, is going to be Team Liquid, last alive on the map, and sending Mendo out through the backless extract will do that for you.
I mean, Liquid has literally played the opposite day of Evil Geniuses. They have gotten themselves the break very early on, but they have struggled so hard to get any squad points. This game changes that drastically. I think they're going to total 10 squad points off of this one map alone. So where they were guaranteed, I mean, you're going to get 4th, potentially even 5th if you don't get the double break here. All of a sudden now, Liquid is now in a position from where they could be contesting for 2nd or maybe even 1st, should it be a round 7 where we don't get a double break win.
Look, I'm just excited to see how this is going to end here for week 3. Week 3 proving to be so much action here for the Americas. But with one more game to go, Toby, who's taking the dub?
Yeah, you never know how many you're going to get in a game of Delta Force. But for the final time to say I can confirm it, say we have one more match left to play. One more potential Space City will be brackish. We'll know in just a few. Before that, brief breaks. See you again in just a few.
Two members, now the odds are in their favor, 2v1. Everything getting spammed away, and MT getting a little solo. Hang on a second, NL. Look at that, it's an absolute swing. This, and you just got it, they're here, lines them up, even through the shot, you're nuts. The last remaining 3 BOB, they find
goes around, comes around.
I'm not gonna do very much though. When you get barrel stuff, Skydie is getting aggressive.
See what I did there? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Let's knock them off their feet.
There we go. Damage, and there it is.
One more map to decide who comes out victorious here on the final day of week 3. Prayers being set by all teams here as we set up for the final potential Space City, potentially brackish. The last place team will decide. Welcome back, everyone, to this broadcast that has netted us all the way to round number 7. We're getting ready for it, and my oh my, Tiff, I have absolutely no clue who's going to win this.
I have no clue either, but I'm so excited. Delta Force Rise Series in the Americas. Week 3 goes so hard, guys. And if you're so curious about the history and what's to come yet for the Americas, you can go to playdeltaforce.com, check out their esports page. It's got the schedule. It has all about the teams, the results, everything you need to know about the Rise Series, as we still have one more week of the group series before we jump in the survivor matches and the finals. And here's your leaderboard going into game number 7. With BTH Esports in 6th place, that means they are the team that gets to select whether or not we are going to brackish or we're running Space City again.
Oh yeah, what would they want? Where have they looked the strongest? I'm actually not too sure what they're gonna pick. We'll see in just a moment. It is gonna be brackish. Okay, a little change of scenery. I am all for it. We go back, and if you're Liquid, you're going, guys, can we please have one more of those where we do nothing and then we get a mental break? That'd be kind of cool. But as you can see here, everything up for grabs. Are we seeing the double Tempests used? Also, this graphic is gonna be completely fake, because this graphic is based on the fact that everyone is expecting to play a couple of Space Cities right after. I am very sure that everyone's going to be rocking Tempests. Maybe not so much the Lunas, but at least the Tempest guaranteed across all teams.
That's exactly what to be had. FaZe Clan, Evil Geniuses had the tier 1 spawns on our previous Space Cities, so not able to get them here on brackish. It'd be really tough if you get a new Tower of Babel spawn and you have to yeet yourself up to Royal Museum to contend for that Mandel brick. But for the teams that maybe get the tier 3s, honestly, I feel like that's where I'd kind of want to be. Not
Yeah.
immediately on the Mandel brick, but looking for a retake.
Well, that's what Liquid did, and look what that gave them. One more match, though, now left to play here. Again, economically, that's a tricky word to say at almost 5 a.m. Economically speaking, these teams are all kind of in the bin. I'm looking right now, I only see one player, not one team, one player rocking golden armor and helmet. So we are in for an absolute brawl here in Brackish.
Get us in. It's going to be a banger of a matchup here on Brackish. And yes, guys, there will be airdrops as well as we look at our operator compositions. Tempest. You get a Tempest. Evil Geniuses and Team Liquid. No Tempest locked in. But get us in to game number 7.
I guess I stand corrected then. I thought for sure that everyone's going to play a Tempest into this one, but not quite to be. Team Nadeshot alongside BTH, the ones with the best spawn. And you know what? I kind of like that. The two teams without bricks gets the tier 1 spawn.
Scriptwriters be working hard this season here for Americas in week 3. Now, we'll see what that looks like for them. But for FaZe and Team Liquid down in the new tower, Babel, Evil Geniuses and WK Forever up on the northern side. You can see Evil Geniuses has already filtered through Asura Camp, trying to get towards Royal Museum as quickly as humanly possible with 4 teams with Mandel bricks. One of those teams could end with the 2, get the extra point that goes nicely on the series leaderboard. Or who knows? Maybe Team Nadeshot or BTH, because you've got Team Nadeshot picking it up, could bring it down to squad points for the deciding factor.
And they immediately make a run for it, and I could only imagine where they're going to run with it. Upstairs we go. Over to the decoding station we go, and where we got all the variety of Space Station, Space City today, we did not have any of it. Oh, that's a little terrifying, staring down a guy with a RPG. But looks like they will get it down.
Reliable.
Yep, we are going inside Museum once again.
All reliable. Team Nadeshot setting up for the defense. BTH still in Royal Museum. Evil Geniuses just on the outskirts, and Team Liquid have left the new Tower of Babel and have began their journey up towards the north. You can see the loadouts here as you have it. Team Liquid, like we said, not bringing in the Tempest as well as Evil Geniuses. Honestly, I like to think that bringing in some extra engineers for Evil Geniuses, knowing that they're going to be contending for that close range battle inside Royal Museum.
Yeah, it's not too bad a shout. I mean, they're all obviously going to have a massive impact when so close quarters. And Tempest, well, while an amazing operator, you're so close to the brick anyway when you're hiding in all the different rooms and whatnot that maybe those ropes won't get you what the likes of a Shepard or Lure will.
Ooh. That's sick. Down the barrel at a member of Evil Genius. After a couple of shots says, yeah, Mom, it's no longer safe here. I think I might go back to the museum.
Yep. Wanting to play it safe makes perfect sense as we go down to 2 minutes 30, a minute and a half already off the clock on this one as Team Nadeshot. Imagine though. Wait, when did we last? We had one in EMEA, I know, but when is the last time in Americas we've had a round 7 finish with no one getting a double break? It hasn't happened this season.
Didn't see a game 7.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think
Unless
even further back into the groups in the early, like in the previous series as well. It's just not something you see too often, if ever at all.
Yeah, sometimes people just like to end it out. But for Team Liquid, down to that mid-map on the eastern side of things, wanting to join their friends over at Royal Museum, WK Forever, starting to kind of get past the Brackish Market area side of things and take those angles. But I'm looking for the siege here. Like,
yeah.
How are we going to break this? Because you know everyone needs to get in there. Time is of the essence. And if Team Nadeshot gets this decode now that we're south of 2 minutes, we completely crack open the leaderboard, and WK Forever, if they have more squad points, definitely going to net themselves the victory overall.
Yeah. And one thing is for certain, no one's going to sit back this time around. No one's going to go, we'll play for the next one, because there is not a next one to play for. And even more excitingly, if Team Nadeshot or BTH do come out victorious with the brick, all of a sudden the fight for the top, those 4 squad points in difference between W Key Forever and Evil Geniuses, that's going to be such a close fight. Same thing to be said between, especially if Nadeshot or TBH gets it. There's 3 teams fighting with only 5 points in difference from 3rd all the way down to 6th place.
All right. Less than a minute. Time is of the essence. Phase on the horizon as well, but Team Nadeshot trying to hold through.
See who's going to get it early on. Liquid still, I mean, big time expecting there to be other teams able to get the break because they're nowhere near the Royal Museum right now. So expecting to have other teams help them out a bit here as we see the run on forward. 25 seconds left to work with.
Here it is. You've got to run, and you've got to run now. Util going back and forth. The visual clutter is inevitable. But with 15 seconds remaining, BTH are the ones on the forefront to hop the decode to steal it. But Team Nadeshot says, no way, we're going right back with it. And here comes Evil Geniuses straight out from the opposing corner. Composite Incendiary out and through the fire, through the flames. Chris trying to hold an angle.
You know what I think I just saw for the first time, but not only today, but for the whole tournament so far? Evil Geniuses, they were up there on top of things looking forward. They saw one of the players go in and claim, like sitting up on that railing on the backside of the bookshelf, claiming it and not shooting at him. They knew if he doesn't get
the timing.
yeah, exactly. We gotta help him out here. If we take him out now, that is just whatever team is set on it right now, winning the whole thing. We gotta reset for another run at it. So smart on them for not shooting at the guy decoding while they easily could have.
Yeah, because if not, we're absolutely chalked.
Yeah.
Side note, guys, the airdrop has landed just south of Asura Camp. For now, we're just gonna let it be. Let it ride. It is what it is, because it's all about the Mandel Brick going down at the museum. What a night at the museum for our teams here in the Americas.
Definitely. As we see here, ironically enough, the 2 teams that are nowhere near the brick right now are the ones fighting. W Key Forever and Team Liquid sat outside waiting, hoping both that other teams would be getting wounded at the brick so that they could run in and take them out. But now they're the ones fighting, trying to stay alive, and maybe realizing in doing so, why in the world are we fighting when we're sat outside here, nowhere near the main objective of this game? Yeah, they're gonna run off. Smart to disengage here. I say that actually, but no, boy turns around, finds C-Bots.
Nice little pick up there, and as we start seeing some things that we can grab, hello, baby. Pulling in some heavy hitting, Articuno. Can we see some value in the M82 for now? Less than a minute on the clock. And back to the insides we go for Team Nadeshot. Chris, Slept, and Smile spread out through the layers. Slept and Chris, the front lines. BTH makes a run for it. Gets talked down. Holy, Team Nadeshot could hold through if no one else is there to chow this.
That's the first Tempest gone down. One ult dismantled as we see FaZe now making a run for it themselves as well. You have Evil Geniuses up here trying to make a run for it as well, but there too are getting taken down. Mr. Dio got swung in the corner. He's been taken down. The kill feed is like a rainbow. All teams getting kills, all teams taking casualties as we make our way down to 20 seconds left alive.
But it still takes time to hit the decode phase. Make their presence known, and Team Nadeshot Slept last alive, trying to hold on. Less than 10, you're right. Will this be the 5th team to grab a Mandel Brick?
Evil Genius
it can be stolen, but it's done. Team Nadeshot.
No,
wait.
They get it.
They get it. Evil Geniuses stall the timer at less than 2 seconds and steal it.
Wow, and you can't even fold Team Nadeshot for how they played this one. Slept was there. Slept took out the guy on the brick, but little did he know, Evil Geniuses sent 2 players running forward, and with under a second left, they get to start the decoding. And as I said in the pre-show, and we gotta look at all the slides, if you start the steal, the intercept, before the timer hits zeros, and as long as you commit all the way through, you can still do it. That is what we saw right there. Under a second left, and they were able to take it over.
And immediately, Team Nadeshot jumps right back on it.
Of course.
Back up to a minute 30 and disengages. Wow. We're still a solo. You see FaZe picking up a res here, so back to a duo for the time being. and then just trying to heal up for the next shebang on this, because when we're at that minute mark and Team Liquid hasn't even shown face in the museum just yet, it's going to come down to our teams of three.
And while
Evil
all that-
Geniuses, Team Liquid, and BTH.
Exactly. While all that was going down, we lose W key forever, so they're now without a chance to get more. They're going to be stuck at 31 points. It's going to be up to Evil Geniuses whether or not they get the double break to try and see if they can surpass W key forever in this game, as we're down to under a minute. As you were saying, here is the run yet again. It's Lord Draco trying to make a run for the steel. Prones up high, gets on down, tries to seize it, should be successful, and DT is up to 1 minute 30 once more.
And down and away we go. But we are a literal pixel of health right there.
Yep.
Doesn't matter. We still have it. Decoding interrupted.
Ooh. That's Team Nature eliminated. They will fall in what most likely will be 6th place guaranteed, unless if BTH falls here without getting anything else done, then they should fall below them in that position. But they go out. They were under a second away from securing a brick and netting themselves a 5th place guaranteed, but unfortunately not quite to be.
Back to FaZe with full control. FaZe getting the Mandel brick in game number 6. Could go back to back in 6 and 7 to be victorious on the day.
Would be huge. They were so close to getting it yesterday as well when they finally got something going. So close. Maybe they do it here, but Liquid are the ones in the best position to try and defend, to make a run on up. The smoke's deployed. The run should be coming in a moment. Remember, they don't have a Tempest, so it's more of a commitment when you make the run on in, and they do manage to steal it and immediately run back out of the balcony.
Perfect way to hold as well, because they've cleared out their backside, knowing that this is free and clear and they have to focus forward. But Evil Geniuses, they said that the best mechanically in the lobby, they believe it, and they think that they can lock this one down. A brilliant jump here alongside the teammate, looking to reclaim the decode station for themselves.
There's 3 teams fighting here right now. FaZe have kind of given up on the initial fight. They know it's going to be changing hands a couple more times, so let these teams fight it over. You're down to 2 players. Let them get wounded. Let them have the brawl on, and then we will hop on in and join the party last second. We're down to 6 minutes. Remember, there is a world where we don't get a decoding in this one. If it resets at under 1 minute 30, no one will be getting the brick. There is a very real chance that could end up being the case here.
But I'm hoping for someone to net themselves another brick, or maybe BTH to get one of their own. Hodzik and Co. from the backside of things, still holding steady with 20 seconds on the clock. Look at Lord Yako with the peek through. Who's going to be able to chow that angle? Not going to. The Tempest pulling him back, and BTH have stolen.
I mean, gotta give it to Lord Yako. He has saved the lobby so many times now. I think he alone has taken the brick over 3 or 4 times in this game. That is absolutely insane. But how they cannot defend it from here. That's the issue. They can take it some more. But if they're committing to sitting on this staircase, it's so hard, if not near impossible, to properly defend. They got to get into a better position.
It's going to be tough for them to be able to do so. Team Liquid wanting to get back in there with 5 minutes total on the match left. And BTH under a minute. There it is, Team Liquid on the steal, but at what cost? An incendiary takes down Boy, Hodzik, and Mendo, trying to get out of the util and stabilize.
Ooh, does Evil Geniuses actually make an aggressive play towards Liquid and not to the brick now? There's a world where that happens. They know that they have a 3v2 in their favor, but do they make the aggressive play here or not? Also, keep in mind, FaZe Clan in a position from where they can still easily jump out with the 2 players that they have left alive to make something big happen. We're at 1 minute now. Liquid in control. They had the break on Brackish earlier today. They want to make it 2 for 2, but here comes BTH finally going aggressive in their positioning.
And the final battles beginning. Down to that duo still. FaZe, a duo. BTH lose out on 1, a duo. And Evil Geniuses, being the team of 3 they are, control the main area of where the decode is, and with 30 seconds left. When will they turn the tide? Articuno, 1 minute 30 back up.
Yep. They steal it over. Issue now is, though, for BTH, they lost their Tempest. So the run from now on... Oh, do they actually get the rest up? I think they're committing to it as we speak. Yes, okay, they do. Draco is back on the server, able to get back on his feet. An important reclaim there as FaZe now realize, wait, we've waited so long. Now we gotta go eventually, right? And, well, here they are, FaZe peeking on forward. They know that they have them sat with their back turned as Mindo pulls down early on here.
With the time being so low, it can only change hands just maybe one or two more times, depending on when you go for it. And Team Liquid's a solo, and Evil Genius is even with BTH hopping on it.
They're literally
you see Lord Draco fall.
They're literally sat on the brick right now, trying to defend it. They know they have to make an aggressive play outside, but it's not working out for them. Mumu able to get himself the double kill, and not the wipe just yet, but at least secure themselves 2-2, able to back off in time. As Lord Draco has been able to get back on his feet too, but the utility over the top from Articuno takes him down as well. Evil Genius just wanting to make this one theirs, and theirs alone. Super aggressive positioning on their sides here, and now it's up to Liquid to try and make something happen. 10 seconds left in this one as Evil Genius is wanting to win it all. Are they going to make a run for it? It's just Hotsick with a chance to try and make a play happen here. FaZe set outside their poise with conceding this one, and it is going to go the way of Evil Genius, is netting themselves their double brick in round number 7.
Coming in with the plan, staying steady, and holding to everything that they need now to rack up some kills to go alongside their double brick for the day. Phenomenal performance, north of 30 kills just yesterday. They come into this lobby wanting to put everything together, and they do here in a game 6. The solo of Hotsick trying to find some value for Team Liquid on the leaderboard, but it's still Evil Genius all day.
We knew it was just a matter of time with the amount of pressure that Evil Genius applied on the server yesterday and today for that matter. With the amount of pressure, the amount of kills they were able to get, as you were saying, it was only going to be a matter of time before the mantle breaks would come their way as well. And today, finally, they make it happen.
Play slow, and I saw you swing with the arm out, bro. You're a psycho.
He hit my trap. He's at the bottom of the stairs.
Bang.
I'm behind you, Tony.
He's in this room. He's outside. Go upstairs. Top upstairs. I'm not pushing that. I'm going outside. Come here. Come here. Someone come with me. We double swing out.
No more stun. No more stun. That's a wrap, Loki.
Good job. Amazingly done. Amazing job.
Good fucking job, dude. Let's go. Let's go.
Double. I can't wait to send.
Hard fought for, well earned as well for Evil Genius. They take out FaZe. I was just going to say there's a world where the last remaining member on FaZe could potentially surpass Team Liquid for that 3rd place spot, but not to be. Evil Genius shut him down. Loco, yet another 6-kill game here. I mean, they're insane. And there they come, the helicopters cheering them on. I love when you get to see this. When the team that gets the double brick also is the last team alive on the server, they get the salute from the entire Blue Hawk squadron. This is amazing. Congratulations, Evil Geniuses, on a great day played.
And you just hear the excitement and the hype between them, and they're just like, you guys just absolutely crushed it. The comm that I wanted finished was, I can't wait to send this. And I was like, what do we send it? To whom? To whom? A little humble brag. The Evil Geniuses today. Guys, you deserve it.
Exactly. They most definitely do. Hard fought for, well earned, as they now get out of this one in victory. All the util depleted as they successfully get themselves a double break for the first time here and a win in week 3.
Celebrations all around. An exceptional performance in week 3. 30 plus kills yesterday, 2 bricks today, taking it all the way to a game 7. Brackish does not disappoint, but for the teams that were so close to netting themselves double brick, getting extra points for the group stage with 1 week left before we dive into survivor matches and the potential finals there. So much money on the line, so many bragging rights to claim the first Delta Force Rise series for Americas here.
I mean, this was just a crazy finish to the day. Team Nate shot sat on it, and I think it was somewhere along the lines of 0.7 seconds away from winning the whole thing. Had Slept seen that they were two guys making the run for it, they could have won it then and there. But not to be evil geniuses. You gotta, I mean, I don't want to pick favorites here, but you gotta say it's well deserved. They have played so hard, both yesterday and today. Very well deserved that they come out victorious here.
Been looking pretty good. I told you guys, they even took us to game 4, closing it out so quickly back in the prior week 2, Group B and C. But when it comes to Group B and D, things were getting wild. They were second place on that showing. They topped the leaderboard here today. Loco, our round 7 top killer, there with 6. Articuno in third with 2. FaZe kind of sliding into the middle there. Pretty solid performance.
Definitely. I mean, I feel like really FaZe have been stepping it up over the course of this week. And while they don't win the game, win the day today, they come off with 2 bricks on the weekend. I think with the amount of kills they've been able to garner as well compared to their first 2 weeks of play, and with a week left still, I think FaZe has a lot to be proud
Still a
of.
very solid play.
How they've been able to play this week.
I'm proud. I'm proud.
Thank you,
It was so
Panda.
fun to
Thank you for
witness.
27 laps.
Definitely. Not a whole lot of,
Celestia
of assets
pouch.
earned. It's
Now.
almost as if loot was not the main priority for the teams this game.
Wow, that's crazy observation there. I mean, Toby, I
I'm
believe
a
the
5 a.m.
same.
analyst, you know? I mean, I got all the big insights today.
We came in ready for battle, and that's exactly what we did with Loco there being
1,400 damage?
just better.
That is insane. That's the highest we've seen all weekend. That is absolutely insane.
I mean, Loco's had some crazy plays today. Dare I say they might have even been Loco.
Yeah, you know what?
There's your 5 a.m. pun.
As badumch humor as it is, this time around it's on point. It has been absolutely local. Fully deserved performance, and massive congratulations to Evil Genius for what was a sick week, and hopefully coming into next week they're going to be able to bring it even harder.
I mean, you think about their performance back on the first time of Brackish, right? Evil Geniuses are locked in. It's Loco last standing, throws the composite incendiary down and says, if I'm going down, you're coming with me. Down to the depths, 6 feet under, we're dragging you down. Now you bring us to a game 7 and you clutch up like that. Good night.
Chef's kiss. Absolutely amazing. Incredible round, incredible finish to this week as well, which has been, I mean, again, started off, I don't want to say passive, but just somewhat, maybe a bit passive. Maybe teams, not really having found their footing, being a little nervous of going out and making plays, risking a bit too much. But I feel like risk management have gone on the complete opposite side of the weight in today's games, because, oh my lord, did we see a lot of teams daring to go out and make plays happen.
I feel like we just kind of completely shook up the entirety of our lobby today.
Yeah.
With all the variety that we were witnessing throughout Space City. I'm curious, because our players definitely just had to dive into the playbooks analytically and be like, what are we doing on our next game and how are we going to change this up?
Exactly. Well, we do have one more final interview coming up in just a moment. Before that, a final giveaway coming up as well, because you can net yourself 3,000 Delta Force tickets. If you're watching on Twitch, on YouTube, on TikTok, or on Facebook, just type !giveaway in the chat. I've seen a lot of you guys doing it already, but keep on spamming, because if you're watching on X, all you can do is just repost the live stream and you'll be in the competition as well. We'll be announcing the winners on TikTok, on Twitch, on YouTube, and Facebook as well. And if you're watching on X, we'll be announcing the winners in the comments down below. So good luck to all of you. 3,000 Delta tickets on the line here, which again, I mean, just give it to all of them. Give it to all of them. I'm all for it. You know what? Everyone's been here for the entire evening, supporting all night long. Well earned.
I agree. I'll hit a times
I'll be the Oprah of Delta Force. Just you get 3,000 tickets. You get 3,000 tickets.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now your DMs are going to be full and they're going to be like, Mr. Toby,
Oh, yeah, by the way,
if that is your name, win.
I give them on behalf of Tiff, by the way.
Alright,
If you want
I guess
Delta
that's it
tickets,
for
just DM
today.
Tiff. That's exactly how it works.
Don't DM me unless you have One Piece packs. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, well, but that that's going to be it for today. I mean, again, we do have an
Like,
interview from Kuno in just a short moment, and I cannot
good night,
wait
friends.
to
Rest
hear what we have to
well.
say off of not just a crazy day today, as you just broke down that first bracket, and then now the winning of the whole thing, but also yesterday. And you know what? We have to wait no longer because we are